ma Timpawa weyes na winya Nyami shira Mama nipa yote fua Enyanu Yafanya misronye jumana Nyami besrayen Obraya goya Emoya muraye Ebe iya Efri yanara Ama beye iya Efri yanara Asitre beye iya Efri yanara Ama beye iya Efri yanara Emoya muraye Ebe iya Efa enye bengawa Ama beye iya Efri yanara Yanaro Emoya muraye Ebe iya Efri yanara Ese abrabe iya Efri yanaro Asitebe iya Efri yanaro Amame iya Efri yanara Emoya muraye Ebe iya Ejemi yalazo Amame iya Efri yanara
Debe mo bibi achimo bibi akwala. Unity Radio 103.9. This is a new voice. Bidin Eddie King Kalusha. Minimia Opo National. Manucho Magandi Mempemwasem Tatarito Usta Masa Jesus. What trust? Say them say they be a no. They do Anopa from Monday up to Friday. Anopa Bosuo. Anopa Bosuo is now airborne. If you say Kokopon we have done Konidia Ghana Unsem any sports update. Yet weather reports about briefly. Na fifia na akwa chuchu komo and then come on that pronoun Maricho common doso common dos ye papa
7 common ticket
but some more kwaba na fe more kwaba ka na fe ewia na akwa ko din komo kaka sporting news na sport na the sports na ya nshida nche because sema ebobaba no doso dodo eti common ticket common doso
I mean you crow the sebejo
Maricho akwaba
yeah
abom to say when my city
wow sha I mean some few was bossing every
oh okay
on am koyo juju ni say am ko stand won say na was stress obi pa mi chance say media me miem dia me say me miem dia me sani mo say am sani mo amount say dey good yeah check a crowd one fan chair I mean sometimes circumstances beyond our control. I mean, the diaspora there, what winning. Sometimes you have to. I saw a movement. But at least you are here to soldier for God and country.
That's right.
And everything there is there. So a very good morning to our numerous cherished, appreciated, and love listeners, and welcome to the show.
Manucho.
And then the bomb come. Me know we have a bomb. This year, I'm in the driving seat. I mean, you've not been my pilot. It's they have to cruise control. Cruise control needs to have a beautiful show and flight.
The beautiful intercourse.
Yes, exactly. The intercourse should be lovely. It should be penetrating. It should be well lubricated. That's right. So that at least we have every part of it. Every part. Yes. Now there no be with any. I mean. You say no dey oto don't go we recording from a den ekoye to calling from a dey be fun na switch yi na o dey abin daddy nti yankoso say
matimani chonka we dey obi ka synopsis so we yi ga kraka kese na mu enche ebeba Unity Radio so man be here o man be here if me no so ye dey kakra ye no mema man tumetu mpo na man akokodi bibia ase kodu first na ye hwa o ne se dey entra ho e ma obi fa ye sika nkodwa nanka emra ye so ye nwi nanka na esa bu nanka before ye dey be kasa ye so ye kan obi o man wo kasa kakra ene me kasa kakra ene me ma dwen che kakra ene betumi die ebu o man no na o man tumi afa de ntuma fra pra politicians see the jam more by your dom pay. Yen jam muda, mommy do me pay that the biarada. At the High Unity Radio. And then compare weather reports briefly. Now for your bar, now ya the sport update number. Now for and command Ghana community there. Dosu yompo and semi everybody Ghana no. some anoshi ye papa mendada and some dear a be or Ghana papa mendada. It's a home ya bet me I can hold some maybe be to me a conkind and then whether no manager them say whether some way you crow and the highest air 47 and a minimum air 35
and then the weather is good.
The weather is good.
I mean send me chunk of awful weather near cold that's when we have to sow in wet places. Wet watery places. Make sure you put a seed in there. Bet me germinate amount because I want to buy. Say weather necessary now. Sure when you might just miss a bit. So it's a good weather out there today. On the marché me jala bia. Me me sound with the NHS and the American Abba. I feel very well Americanized. So it's a great weather. It's a weather than the year. A mode. Yeah.
It's 47. I can't go 50. And I say more than the minimum by 35.
Exactly.
You want to show because they say we're winter. But tell you whether not to drop you at any time. Yeah, we expect it. I can say 35, man. It looks like 22.
Yeah.
And to go qua. Now, I show a tidy. If you say, I wrote you, I said, I wrote me, where you be. Let's leave you go. Now, if you want to, let me get to me a conkind.
New York, I don't know, Cassandra. For New York, don't winter, don't wear less than 5 clothes.
Now, you call Albania. West. Canada.
You see, and the truth is that sometimes, you can easily get pneumonia and other cold-related diseases. You might say that, oh, me okay, but protect your chest. Bono they won't protect our lungs near the no problems. Just like you're saying, the weather might deceive you, especially when you are not driving or be an office area, they be an heated areas. It is very, very dangerous. I mean, avoid too much of the cold. And so between related problems. I mean, it will not let you enjoy the summer. Summer so bad, it's here chilly. So protect yourself more.
All right, that's it. And Noah, and I say, baby. Now, Basel no. Ebenya no yefidie sutu ame kodo so na ono so na no de ebe owo no ye na be program ba je se o me kan ho studio no wa otime kan me ma wache wakwaba kase bye unity radios
Kakengalo Mejoso, Jirize Vivia Boko.
Coded location now. What then I say coded location now, Kosha. Yana Yana, you. Only one only a David. Can David acquire home?
So I would say,
we're introducing
when I can see champion with some cars and I'm with a wow enough for yourself.
Akwaba, no pay, then I cost you no, there was some break country. You're born to and the program, I saw you careful because the money is starting terminal. Because
Kalisa no pechelu onu ano chichibo o cheda bunch am ojina kwanachi bunch am
manu to asha center me say na wa here what is your baby na police go na kwa
boss onu no starting intercourse akameti ase me ka kwatus onu no intercourse starting it just onu moment na wakati go intia breaker ye betia batugidi
yeah me word of caution say the kufo caution MPP for the bill exactly Bakalo more serious note emphasis that Madam Auto Repairs na yemfa bima asama street in na no pe crime so buru aho ekohwe niama ekoso Dream Africa Market 369 Ben Court Street no so Kumasi Market official promotion gusu ekoso na ye dey asida PC Emma Lemonade Finance and Christopher do chief friend me say Lemonade ni mo de rough sisi ano emo de hodi gumu akwa na eko na and so the Sikado call Ghana there. Download the Lemonade Finance app no Play Store na App Store. Now all signing app area use to OPO as your referral code. Na $10 on your first transfer of $100. Gold Coast Catering Services. Also Taichi 8 Blackstone River Road. And last week Minyanentie second Kalusha Koji Meduani bi Banku any peanut butter soup no and other fish now jiwuka. And then me go goat meat, because that's as they say, who copy medoro. What I say, Gold Coast, and so a boy chidom and a digimedi bread. For me, second Kalu, you will do justice to all the other sponsors on the show. And see quickly, Namima mo sporting update kakra. Yetumi abuabu ano ye sha see the free na area ya call amanone. Ye see Kumasi Asante Kotoko Abrante friend Christopher Nete. I say or a former Kotoko defender. Na Abrante no grantee interview nano ana kinkalu asema okan no na enya asema so be a house of folk fana ebe ne de Ningan is or describe Accra Hasselhoek Sporting Club say SHS senior high school and a commercial Santicoroko and so a university. Now sama okay no anye nipa bebre de ama abrante no ene wababo nten say oh sorry for describing Hasselhoek as an SHS club. And Christopher Nete interviewer odi kan grante ya o ka say Hasselhoek bobo kono te say SHS and a kotokoti say university no opacho se sia me no ka say Christopher Nete wadi party commercial Sante Koroko was say or very remorseful about comments na opase you know Okasa yeno and Ghana Web Sports monitor yeno dibatina Milko Tuna was say I want to say sorry for any supporter that wasn't happy about any comment I made. I won't go back to do that again. I said it. I won't argue about that. I rendered an apology about that even before starting this interview. The apology goes to all supporters, not only as the folk fans. It's Christopher Nete, any Asempa FM Ekasa, and Ode Achopa Winso, it's me, Alametuga. Kaisa Usiakaima Koroko for 3 seasons, winning President Cup and Ghana Premier League, and so with the Porcupine Warriors. And then, Ode Achopa Kesiepa, and the Hasselhoek fans all over. You throw the name Kwakuchim, Mohammed Kudus, our Ken Kalusha play, and so I say, CAF, to me, at the men's team of 2022, to me, Ababonte. Now, Black Stars midfielder Mohammed Kudus has been named in the International Federations of Football History and Statistics, IFFS, and so a men's CAF team of 2022. Now, Kudus make the list alongside some of the very best on the continent, including Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Vincent Abubakar, and Achraf Hakimi. Into Shemudia, not just a Ghana man say, see a claim, a World Cup, Nina, player Bianoa, which me MK, a squad, no, with the exception of the inform, the scintillating, the exciting, Mohammed Kudus. Oh no, I can't go what is that? Who's a responsible?
Yeah, exactly.
On beso betse no kokra je me ne ko sini mpaso anu asamba no nti sesi ameno we ka say de Mohammed Kudus from Ghana for ye ni ajipa isan say wotumi aba captain of the year no so mu a so far the ohwe de anaje say Ghana mranti esi akan de Kudus obi anu ne nche Abante Prince Asamoah Mensah, and so as I just say the type of Black Stars coach who say Ghana here. Now in an interview, Asamoah Mensah national D2 and say Black Stars here coach on to me he cannot be influenced. He said GF follow into me influence no. What you say one wakati team nani unim unti say bomochi e ba de catch us benchem so ati ase we wu a ejina chi wo say Wawurum, Wadosuko, Unim Yakosubia, now the cousin, but from a Tessia party, I was so much a coacher, who began to me influencing the top notch coach. Oba, Thomas Tucker, or the next former, yes, Ghana is a football nation, so when we are appointing any coach, we need someone who can stamp his authority, not someone coming to try, and someone who could easily be influenced. Into way any and someone about here Asamoah Mensah, former Black Stars captain, and so Ade Atu Ija. And they see already and some Hawker and it's a young coach Oba Omoding, now Chimaya Jima, now Umpa Nanai, or then another ship of now Pananai and Conco, no Benjamin to Nanai so Afi, and also Adia Ababitu Ija. And so I don't know. Madagascar coach Eddie send out to Ghana for him say and Titihono and an abo yedidin and a ebo Titihono and a Ghana ni Madagascar eba be bobola yenya mo ekra no na Ghana ashe omo now since say their football is played on the pitch Ubakaya Chan tournament ekos no Ghana etumi ebo in first match Madagascar eshe ya ekaminu ema Ghana etumi eti ekanmu baako nanu ena after that no Ghana for bebre ntia say eba no say ena Madagascar de ye no say amia wotumi ashe Ghana nanu na Madagascar coach no e dia ba betu bia say Ghana for da sukuta sa colonial mentality tete hodie no coach Ivan say remote nasma oka eni say sisi anobono ye bona gupramaso ye mono eye edi ene Ghana ya de na Ghana de agupramaso na Ghana be kai pa de a senior national team proper na nkasa kwa Comoros etumi ehye nti emaso say Ghana come to reality say etim na emere bi wo edia emere bi wo no say bi asa ball nsa nti wo say yehwe na eye nyuma yi ni etutu nyuma Kumasi Asante Korokonsu tumi ebo Ghana Premier League match baako a enra enyuma nkoyi amfa ama omomni bebie ni Gold Stars abrade program na KM boss Mr. Koto Frey na Kotoko lidi 1-0 na nso motena wa ma bebie ni Gold Stars ele take na omuwie no na obi atuni nkwatena baako na no ele Kumasi Asante Kotoko mo head coach I told Sedu Zebu and now the other two Janasma can say Yamianim Nishobu Akasabome. Now already the rich can say Kumesia Sante Kotoko. One more attack no and yes sir and you crack. What just a time Anakin Kalisha Krawu Kumasia na Asbox Sports Broadcasters Association of Ghana. Yabo ball and out to the ball 2 now notice of 4 any diagram and the Kotoko Tino Yamianim Idini Omu players no and Kuyi attackers no Omu to football and Cheshi and Kuyi cry. They are misfiring and no any and someone coach your friend say Sedu Zebu and so Eddie Atu Iga second attack no after everyone 1-1 there no say nye Kinkamu and the more send the bricant me said I'm from Wadaje but you come on it Yes, I'm on an instant back in the society. Yes, I say for Wow Darling Club, I friend said Liverpool. One says they said the new man could nano Brighton bomb was a job and no go from the Trinity. Come here, sir, but one to me. Neno and any people be ajuna yoms and say ya na coach I friend said Georgian Club what na juma to na oko and they exclusively Georgian Club SA can't Liverpool ni bia wo unity Anopa say ensure abua na bu ensure fa obanso a enchese wo jan ensure enti obi a otini say Liverpool nkoye amanfo kan wo say wote eno tie unity a wote say Manu Chukwu ka 7-year syndrome na ono nya ade a wo ja Liverpool bobu ko na to ne anase ojai ato otuna ekwan bi aso team no oni omo na eko eni omo esan eba nti Georgian Club say enya dia o plan kwa say obi free Liverpool bobo konim say the amount for kika any amount for speculate no enra ena ye betena radio show ena na many manucho de face so ena na ye kan abrante fan say Mudrik ehon asem na report aba say time Arsenal realize say Chelsea and the sikani bi ato so pe ena omo so dimrika ena omo match Chelsea bid no nemo uko tie Mudrik Timura and some of the two Arsenal kan any say Nyamianimni Chelsea terms of buy in terms of payments no any other no na ayade mu da ho na omo bonuses no so achievable as compared to Arsenal there nti e won say Arsenal match Chelsea offer no there but structure of payment any bonuses no na Chelsea there no much achievable than Arsenal there enuti na kokoba say Chelsea etimi ewini bid no Chelsea so say omo ye serious omo ba no omo private jet nti omo ba ya mo tuna se omo kan bibia wie ya e no omo player player no e de no ehye car mu private jet mu e no omo de no fly all the way to England nti sesi anu de omo say Chelsea were more serious for the player if you are not here can Arsenal sem no na de tie ni say Arsenal for say Adia Chelsea dia yo na yo mo ya papa enti na uko BBC a o say Arsenal say on be ma Chelsea revenge na revenge o me be ma Chelsea and say Abranti a first said Declan Rice no what Chelsea academy a Chelsea pam no a uko pie man na why superstar or West Ham United no be ka teams dey play including Manchester United Chelsea say Liverpool class within the na mu exclusive reporter Times ko work out already for England they about Chelsea Arsenal for making West Ham 24-year-old England midfielder Declan Rice on top transfer target say no ena omo dey pay Chelsea back now according to Times no omo say Arsenal for so omo dey currently grounds work ni nyina omo ka say Brighton and Kasa be can say no team bi omo free West Ham akobia no it should be a Champions League football club na Chelsea so that dey sikeka kono master Conference League kwan be boy na ni na ka obi na Arsenal say pay back time no nam kwan so ba Declan Rice Arsenal say oyomu top target no beto no the revenge Chelsea kwan fa so a omuji Mudrik ifi omu Borussia Dortmund sporting director I found Sebastian Kehl. SCCC and the Planet talks with 19-year-old England midfield defense Jude Bellingham. Any parents said they offers the aba Abrantian Ombemano Ayawe. Now reporter Ekoso Tessa Bellingham and Ususi offers aba na Dortmund for Atnaso. Name Sporting Director of Dortmund, SCCC, and Yadia, offer via Abba, in your person, Jude Bellingham, and any mamma, and any papa, and any agent. One would say, now, say, so far, there hasn't been any offers for him. Offers bar, they will make him aware. Now, Dortmund, Kuanano, I'm so interested in signing Manchester United 20-year-old Sweden winger, friend Anthony Elanga. Anthony Elanga, it seems to be any abria, almost a panel. They say, we'll follow down the pecking order at Old Trafford because of a branch of Ganachu, the rise, no, I must say Elanga, no, Aquasha from, Nano, and also Munya, no, loan, cry, and I say, Ometona, Momuswa, and Omu Epe. Manchester United, Eho talks, Amuta Inter Milan. Netherlands right back a friend said Denzel Dumfries. Now Muko Piemo Hono, not Chelsea so ordered. According to Tuto Mercato Webno, Omu Chelsea and Manchester United and Assisiano, Omu Echo Sa player friend said Denzel Dumfries and so Tottenham Hotspur, Obakaya, Arsenal for said they did not land the order. Peniba Kupeno and one Arsenal Football Club. Abra Nano Quesada, Omu 1 billion pound sterling stadium. Now the attempts are such and for any abrise, he said the almost say almost squad no and Shadan Koi, Imunya Ding, and Tomoko Pim or Portugal, Sporting Lisbon, almost Spain defender BFS say Pedro Porro, what didn't see Elduno Miansa, and I say see a Tottenham and near Britain, say 45 million euros, I have 40 million pounds release clause no, almost every to me Aquacuciano up front, no money because the new Mexico, so much here, Champions League no, one A3 is I will maybe not Tottenham, a month for combat top, a month for close to say, hey, Tottenham bet me a league this year. Now, so yes, only penny back home, name Anopa Sorium. Tiano Moteba from will be also one movie. There are no more than there are so much to be up on the squad. Manchester United. And so said the Mecano, almost so many have said, Quimiaso, Dumfries, Omobajano, Brazil, winger, friend Rafinha, Mubakaya, made about 2 minutes Arsenal after missing out on Mudrik. And your mother said, Omo Epe Rafinha, Muko Pimo Barcelona, so yeah. What is some Barcelona Volca? Player Muton 55 or Moses say there was into Mubasa Muton, no. Almost Omobaji 100 million pounds sterling. 100 million pounds sterling for a year Rafinha. And no any anymore. Barcelona for so any extra a year Arsenal as we speak. 100 million pounds sterling. And one will say one more Ebedisa Arsenal. I bet you says Canada. I bet you if I may sure say any idea Arsenal for a bit says Cano. Now you can't a year Arsenal sell. Na chesa de tian se si ano de owura I friend Mikel Arteta was say the squad na wo ho no ekwan bia so obe work to get the best out of them with or without no additions said the better players no ebetumi akoso a na omotumi agi eye league no na ye kan no sa no Orlando City so Uruguay striker be friend say Facundo Torres 22. Was say Arsenal, I hold to talk about signing him. On it go.com forecaster and on this answer to Jan. And today, Arsenal, I go to Orlando City striker. I will feel you by friend Facundo Torres and also ASM. I want to friend Leandro Trossard, a Brighton player. Cecilia Minoeka said report exclusively. Said Tottenham Hotspur for ABD. I'm a Brighton are rejected. Now report Chelsea. Asan Bouraho. Omo Epe. Moses Casido and a Trossard. It's the woman a Tottenham as Akusha Award Trossard. According to reporter Abetoja from A1 Football or Football said 25 million pounds sterling. Able to me after a Trossard. This and said I can't contract a FIBA Kupepe now and also Abba area. And also any summer CCIP Brighton and so to me Abba. Now Chelsea Coronano according to Airton Boli or say SS spending. Nya dia ande amu epe midfielder baako atono na omotumi ata another attacker enso atumi ato ansana bibia enso atumi abano ewiye na chese enso edia ababetu idwa enso so ewo ho eno no kalu se na uko Europa games bia nsede ni obaruko Italia Coppa Italia game baako o Napoli pass say they are flying like crazy. Omni Cremonese at the boy ni I know you're round of 16 3 o'clock and as our game no so Spain so Copa del Rey, I friend of Spanish Cup, no, so 2 games, Real Sociedad, and so Real Mallorca, I know you're 1 o'clock, and Alaves, and Sevilla, and also 3 o'clock. Until we any games in Swap. Because to England, Omemo FA Cup, 3rd round matches, Forest Green, and Birmingham, Ebebo, and a replace also and then Swansea, and Bristol City, Wigan Athletic, and Luton Town. Wolverhampton Wanderers, Liverpool, CC, Riakete, and Anfield last week, you know, and then Omobo replay no 2:45 Wolves for stadium and West Bromwich Albion and so any Chesterfield and Ebo when it comes to the FA Cup matches and also these are some of the games are in area so you'll be when you ball over to me at TV also now to me ashe amadi also so to me ako and kai and so far so good Kinkalu any manu yeah also no De Bruyne but 2 defenders spotted back in training. I will call Manchester City training according to report just Kevin De Bruyne will play kakra nyabia and they will go City training na no na osha manu to me can story na me share video no ha na ni ma sorry because when him say De Bruyne ni wa was De Bruyne ni wa City team no na yeah mo bi nine into kwan bi aso e ka no gonanka De Bruyne class na check kakra say le ya Arsenal betumi agabo more nemu report say Kevin De Bruyne will play nti ene wontumi anko trainer to say plano ebeche anase ibi a minor ibi a caution no technically report no inyama but the only report is say wontumi anko training ene na eno so ene ensamo entumi abado to that na Manchester City Abrante fan say Ike Gundogan exclusive report abeto ja chese Barcelona for line Abrante na to Xavi Hernandez sister the boy ne bobo no it is all no pepe na Gundogan so the contract let's look out for that. He's 32 years now. Name Barcelona for any dinechia or more then Manchester United so say Abante Ganacho Bawa Banon Chelsea Elanga Manako and Ganacho now so Real Madrid for cycle say Omunyanoa Omo Epe na and also Edia and the Ababitu Ija and so Ewo and no say and some see call nemu brillianti Kinkalu any manu samube sum na watu asunte so na se bibi fofo ha besu bisadia obetumi ebisa na time nti yemfa agudi hunsa no ensia na mutintu aso
okay you better CP opo da share na outing in kan say wode agudi hunsam bebre atoja no and then some doors foot sporting weather ezebubria the politics are ezebubria baricho some dey bebre the person the fabia fafa
exactly yedanasi
opo better as ye pass
so here political doing
me catch yourself say kasa actually manucha be very specific because say be person on fam fabia on fam obe turning to me something the person fabia fafa
me akwa madwan ko no watchwa against what I should take him there no watchwa akwa remember
me manucha you only need less specific
so better was about political doing me sure say political terrain so our friend na
I'm here of course
yes. But for now meta friend asem na sporting issues meta friend kakra mindi I saw basika indi eta friend udi basika we problem
na you say that sponsors I say Anochi Chrome restaurant Asamas Trading Dan Auto Repairs Dr. Kwabi Scientific Care Go Coast Catering Kumasi Market Anochi Trading na Lemonade Finance na Oba Seli Homcho and Dream Africa Market 369 Benko Street sa Jumekui enomaso yasin ema di Jumedi bro but sporting word in the Anochi Chrome restaurant any Dan Auto and almost yasin Manicho
yeah Dan Auto o America Auto there no I say wo Ghana now wo UK no Auto yeah Mr. Tifi the very top I mean had to folk issue in Christopher Knight say win. I think Ghana will take things too serious because I'm not sure the boy said it in a bad light, but I mean just as a true message that unfortunately we Boko than near the need to play for 3 seasons or to me winning President Cup in a Premier One Premier League yeah. But for him to pass some of these comments and Ghana so
but many times Ghana supporters ask for supporters across full university and I got to say
exactly what Boko na Chastela Nunya graduate be bobi but for them to really be hard on him, I mean, this is Ghana. We take things to the extreme, but that's the beauty of rivalry. I mean, if there's no rivalry, then football will be put in the doldrums and as in an abyss in that regard. But for him to be pressured to come and apologize in there, I mean, I'm a bit. He has decided to. I can't cry more than a bereaved, but I don't see anything so wrong. Another times I had to folk play because who has I invest in Akotokoye JHS. I don't think it's a problem. I mean, it adds to the beauty of the game. That at the end of the day, they begin to count in terms of what player no boy no. There is about trophies and a player nankasane out being there because you've heard people who played for Hearts of Oak, they want trophies, but in terms of money, they say they regretted. But Oche Oreba, Joe Henrich, I mean, they'll tell you that play Kotoko, they had a bit of money to build their houses now. When it comes to some of these things now, I think that it's a bit far-fetched pushing some of these things. I wish I could get the audio, but I can hit my chest that it was said in a good light and as say to create some little joke and fun. But at least we're patch out there. Now on Kudus making it into the CAF team of the year. I think it's well deserved. At the end of the day, it's a World Cup year. All attention is on the World Cup. In here, she team of the year, and that's the African winner. Those who went to the World Cup to light it up. It's not strange that Morocco has 5 players in there. I mean, in the list. Then Sadio Mane, although Uncle World Cup, he still finds himself in this August list. He needs to be there. There's Koulibaly, Mune there. It doesn't look bad. Mohamed Salah. Looking at the list in the year, I mean, that's the best way in terms of club football. You can erode Salah together with money. But at the World Cup proper tune, mom performing, Africa needs to really reward them. So it's good that, I mean, Yanko too much there, but at least Kudus, young age, prime age, 21, 22 years, and went to light up the competition. I hope it takes off from there. Once the hype is good, but overhype and media, sometimes I'm against it. But I don't think that anybody in this world will have a problem with Kudus being on that famous August 11 players under the year of reviewer. Set the African continent ablaze. I mean, the goalkeeper who obviously come from the Moroccan team there. So kudos to him. I mean, it's in contention. It's between a personality of the year and a football of the year in Ghana there. I don't think it will go beyond him. Samoa Jan, he made a fantastic revelation, and where I think Opo also reiterated it. That said, then champion so as a say Achichidewa in that's one of the major problems is our national team is that we don't have a coach who is firm, who is his own man. I mean, I call this World Cup. You know some of the English language of Tuado Kai. At the end of the day, he didn't even come to Ghana. I'll try disrespect. I mean, sometimes it should be as a lesson to us. We should choose one of our own. Blah blah blah. But Omono, after going there to disgrace, you didn't come with a team to even apologize formally to Ghanaians. You decided to stay out there. Team Nusia what Keto Kreku has been saying that to select players for the national team shouldn't be one man's job. It's a whole team job, and that is where the problem is. At least at the end of the day, you give him a pool of players. The coach, according to his own tactics and plans, selects those who are fit for a tournament. But Wajun said, no, yes, management team, president of GFNT, I should have a hand in it. Then it's as good as having 3-4 captains on a ship. In a ship, and so when you mean declares a win or lead into the direction, then there's mutiny. There's always that power play, and it's affecting. And so Atamajan has been with around the national team for almost 2 decades. We should take it serious. That we should get a coach.
And more of a crowd share with the likes of Akosiapia, Sika Kono, Toado. Sa a Ghana for and I say black coaches, as a for the manipulate exactly like the whites, because the second coming of Dukovic, I'm here say be manipulating but the first time Dukovic
generally I agree that the whites they don't allow some of these things.
So do you think we need a white coach instead of our own local coach? Stamping authority because
I don't want to sound a bit racial, but in principle I agree with you that it looks like our local coaches don't have the balls. They don't have the petulance to hold up to against some of these management people, because at the end of the day, Jumana Mana, where he should put his reputation on the line. Onkoya was selection because coaches are built by their own CVs. Okowaka, why is Rena have an ebony near the Plavi Muni at the Milomu Yabo Mudi around Ghana circles and around the world, Crowley Ra, because of the efforts that they came to put in. Maybe for a footballer, we can see the exploits on the pitch, so we can determine that Messi is good, Ronaldo is good. When it comes to coaches, it's a bit technical. Only results matter. But once you get the results, people will praise you. Obo Katanasho, Obo free flowing, Obo Gengen pressing. Nobody remembers that. What they remember is the results. Inti virtually no, we a coach and no be build CV and put you out there.
Double pivot,
single pivot to if you hang in and now missionary all day at the end of the day you had a person. I mean as easy as that. And then and once because so in principle there I agree that the local coaches have not given us enough reason to be fighting for them. It looks like they become a bit of poodles. I mean they have been at the moment now quite say thank you job. Because of the amounts we mentioned, they pay them higher than even the president of the land. Because we a coach, local coach, if I'm not sure they'll pay you less than $20,000. The president crowd me shows only $10,000 every month. At this time, the last country was like 34,000 Ghana cedis. Because Poker says it's way too much.
About yes. 8 months.
I know. Some of the all these things culminate or adds up to that way. Say maybe the local coaches too. And I'm gonna say, I quite say thank you job. They are the beck and call. So when you Ghana Jumano Konyebu in for Togo and Benin, until at the end of the day, you Ghana the man they manipulate him, and sometimes that is their Waterloo too. They actually seal because one year there it blights your CV. Otuado born in Germany played a smart one. That you know what, I only hold your flag, but I will still be holding my German job. It's not the bay until at the end of the 1 year, because you have a Keto Creek who doesn't listen. And then I could do saying because he has nothing to lose. He's gone back. He gone in the Germany, but Robert just supported Germany. But I think Asamoah has given us a clue that we should take a coach who will not be influenced. And if you go, that's the topic sentence. You're breaking it down to units. Rebecca just said, then let's go for a foreign coach because local coaches now a hybrid. I think Chris you call him a hybrid, but technically a foreign coach. Just an roots in Ghana and why we have some much deserved love for Ghana into Yemunisa, but he will not be a bad one because at the end of the day, I used to have a dog and a foreign breeder. Survival in Ghana was not easy, but at the end of the hybrid dogs, we are there between but I'm sorry training East Legon crime idea. Our tendencies over to survival Nima, over to survival East Legon. But my way to took a crana free range. I mean hungry free dog. No way to took a crack or branch when you be but the only difference is that on always free. Champions I will be answering a maybe to die is Legon. I want to conduct cage him, but you are no dino. So you need some way somehow to blend it. So be but I'm such a crana is Legon Kraman Kakran when you're very good hybrid, and that's what you have in Chris Hilton. That's some of us are glamoring for him. We'll be coaching Brighton and Hoover there. He has that pedigree. There has that penchant to really lead us in there. So as someone get tumofo. We should all listen that the influence on some of these coaches is too high that it should be our number one.
Our coach Irish national team.
Yes, I mean, so he has the CV. Yeah. I mean, on a good day, you're able to have a bonus CV, and I'm happy about it, that important one that he's been a national team coach before. And now, Madagascar coach, I agree in no certain terms. I mean, he couldn't put it any stronger than this. That football is played on the pitch, and you know their joy going to this tournament. Some who Ghana as one of the potential winners of the tournament. Into getting the results over them, 2-1 over them, it tells you that at least their football is coming of age. But on the reverse, you as Ghanaians, it tells you how low our league has sunk. I was monitoring it on social media, and at least there were no bright spots to choose from the team. There were lots of or should be not complaining. Maybe the only good news was that GTV Sports Plus you Ghana. That's the only innovation I can talk about. But everything else looks negative. That to me, you couldn't even string passes together. You couldn't. Now, Madagascar. You can't even catch yourself about 2 players from Madagascar. I mean, more $100 crab the amount. It tells you that this is not really a football nation of sorts. But you see, they are able to get it so well. Yeah, you want to tell me the story?
Friends, Chris Woody.
Yes.
Now, we are stand coach. And
Ireland.
Republic of Ireland. From 2003 to 2005.
Oh, okay. Yeah. At least his length is dropped.
His
length is dropped for him to get some of these things. So, I'm particularly happy. I'm particularly sad. Won't say near this tournament in Sanka, January 19th. Madagascar will be playing Morocco and Kevin a better picture, but it's Morocco due to political warfare with Algeria decided not to be at this tournament. But Ghana has a date with Sudan. It becomes a bit tricky. They say you bomb price, you share in Sudan. No, I mean the deductions are many, but the most important thing is that at least 4 members of the group. Maybe they'll take 2 anyway. So we need results against Sudan. Basically, that is it. If Sudan gets results against us, they can play a face match with Morocco. Then they both Madagascar. Both of them go. They take a giant, an African doyen, out of the game. If they become as say anything, names ice and yes are used in a site and names play a role. They name Ghana alone. looks like a bigger fish or a bigger snake, a poisonous snake on the grass. But we see no so no bon say I call say we Arsenal for gun, yes, water pistol. I call say we ahoma zali into me away. It can't even hurt the sole of your feet. So virtually no yambon pioneer to me the results against Sudan. At least I think it will be too disgraceful that at a joint tournament we go there and we can't even get a point. Maybe we've just had one goal, but it's not enough as for a country Ghana. This is a grouper in the past. It looks like a walk through the park. Madagascar, Sudan. I mean, they should spare us some of this disgrace and get some decent results, but it doesn't look likely because Sudanese football is of age. We know they are coming from T. If you be truthful, Sudan will be a bigger fish than Madagascar. So I mean, Yani Amana is daunting for us, but I don't think that it's unsurmountable. There's always that belief that Ghana tournaments don't do well, don't start well. But they warm themselves into the tournament. So let's see how it goes in that direction. Time I'll have to run around against some of them. As for Kotoko, the least the better. I mean, there's an opportunity to say CAF Super League, and if this attitude, I mean, do you think they deserve to be in that August list? I think that's a folk money at the end. They are not doing any better than Kotoko anyway, but I'm not Kotoko top there. But Kotoko needs to set up. If you can't get results against BBN money there, then you don't even deserve a mention in my synopsis. So unfortunate for them. And our club say, I mean, it's not going anywhere. I quite say with Tama, Mugabe, Zimbabwe, say, when are you leaving? I say, why? Are the people of Zimbabwe going anywhere? Me, I'm not going anywhere. So why are you asking why am I leaving? Even if you have to Liverpool for you.
Yeah, unless
he's sad, unless the owners don't want him.
Yes.
But you know, it's a dilemma. Just like a young girl. It's torn between a rich man who is not good in bed and a poor boy who is rich in bed. I mean, it's always a dilemma. Yeah, and easy. Whether I choose you're good in bed without money or money without it. And then I got to wait for Liverpool for it because this is a coach. He's a proven coach, but he has a very big nemesis following him. In his 7th year at Mainz, at Dortmund, yeah, it didn't go well. And Liverpool seems to be no exception. Maybe the only good thing about Liverpool then he went to the apex, the apogee of everything. I mean, becoming world champions near there. That's how far it took Liverpool. But it's sinusoidal, you know, not almost a dip, a very huge dip. But at this point, you know, and Yanu say he says it's not even there are no likely people coming back to purchase his job. Cody Gakpo, no, it doesn't look like he's their savior. Nunez is also in 6s and 7s. So I mean, it's a tough one. Unfortunately, Liverpool fans, someone here that they lose interest in football. But let's hope that they can. Oh yeah, most of them they lose interest in football. Liverpool fans. Almost as year there, I didn't know they were. I knew only one fan. Almost as some year there from 2019 more Ghana. Then they multiplied in numbers, leaps and bounds. I'm saying, Liverpool. Oh yeah, you're Liverpool from John Barnes time. After John Barnes, once we lose interest, I have no senior interest. Let's hope they will stay because Klopp don't be Biako. And the results are not good. Chelsea in their bad state to Granado, I think they are better than Liverpool now as we speak. So Liverpool needs to pick up the pieces. Declan Rice, I mean, I like the way Oppo went about it that Arsenal wants to revenge. It's not possible. Arsenal, you see, the truth is that last time around, we asked United and Chelsea for Cornhole, where they had to West Ham for State £150 million. No more. I don't know where the price, and Arsenal ready to pay even 100 million for Declan Rice. I mean, maybe they've gotten to that level. Hijack FC, what do? They don't have any better scouting team. Say, just mention a player, then Chelsea begins to move in that direction. More scouting plan. Say, way near pay. All they need is Arsenal should show some interest in some player. So maybe that's why they're saying that, you know what? Because you see, the more I read, in principle, yeah, it will be painful to be linked to a player, have all that love, say, oh, about way there, you'll be actually some now we'll lose in area. But in life, you can never lose what you never had. When you're with the house, you may lose. You never lost it. But the reality is that Arsenal most expensive player in Pepe. You bought Pepe by YouTube videos in Enyama. And Kalusha, the rest is history. Upako YouTube, now question Pepe in terms of scale. Now, Bekacham say, and can you be my niece? We don't even know. I didn't even know. And then I'm some query said that where is Pepe and Moon says, oh, niece. Or trying to better his own lot. So at least club be how they go about it. Maybe for Chelsea, their price possession is buying expensive and they help them. But Arsenal, the entire bomb. So Declan Rice there. I mean, sometimes people know maybe some will say he over 2-1. See, sometimes as much as I agree that we need a very solid bench going into the future, I have another side telling me that when you're careful, so you just mutate the team, then it begins not to be effective again. So so me so cry Jesse and I consider it one of those wild rumors. I say ja. And Jude Bellingham, the family can say on share any concrete offer for me is news. I was thinking that we should ball Bonnie World Cup exploit the anchor.
Obviously, director in the
yeah, director in the no said director and no club on be dispute here. Say at least the club, if clubs are linked or are interested, I will get to know. But 19 years and what he's doing there, I'm thinking that they need to snap up him fast. But I mean, this is way. In a Rafinha, Barca force. I read somewhere that he has no intention of leaving Barca, but the truth is that and Barca is also holding out 100 million. They are in the area of 100 million. It's them so only 100 million. I don't have to talk about any player. You have to go to where you go announce to say Brazil to go and scout for a player. But player about mainland Europe, them say 100 million is the new-ish. Is the new one kobo. But Rafinha, this a bit disillusion, not playing so well. As Arsenal now, they're going to pay 100 million for him there. Sometimes it's not my money, but inadvertently, I mean, I'm a good Samaritan. I'll be saying it's going to cry me. So I don't see it as a possibility. For Trossard, I mean, quickly jump to this last tournament. KDB injured. For Arsenal, a lot of good news. But you see, Kalisha, I was telling you yesterday that I'm beginning not to fear City more than United. I think that for every good reason, the match against this weekend's game on Sunday, Arsenal versus United will just be the cliffhanger. United gets the results. They are now like 9 points off Arsenal. 38-47. If they're able to get the results, it reduces to 6. You just played 19. You are just on the halfway mark. It tells you that United have that pedigree, that penchant to come and win the league. And they see that 2002-2003 they did a similar one. Arsenal were 8 points clear. They had Van Nistelrooy and they came to win the league from Arsenal.
That was the time of Alex Ferguson.
Alex Ferguson, but history has a way of repeating itself. You were 8 points on top. They had a Dutch player in Ruud Van Nistelrooy and they were able to win it from Arsenal. When Arsenal with all their great players, the next year Arsenal was able to do that invincible. You see, people will tell dynamics do change, but history has a funny way of repeating itself. I think it's a big game.
So right now, what you say,
yeah,
with a Dutch player, some years ago, Roma Jira,
exactly,
Dutch coach,
Asabano. That's why, you believe in history, conspiracy. I'm a conspirator. I'm very good at doing some of these things, and football has a funny way of bringing back the story. I'm only trying to. We can say, happy United, blah blah blah, but that's not in the form of their lives. At least, arguably, the best player there in the EPL now is Odegaard. I mean, nobody will complain giving the player of the season to Odegaard. So Arsenal has all the needed accoutrements and equipment to be the best club or to beat United at home. But you say club on actually so me say Kalisha saying United and Arsenal come beating. And unbeaten is also another reality for us. So it tells you that quite the Boston Celtics, they have their Cavaliers, they have their Waterloo in them. As much as they are doing well, beating everybody left, right, center, they're able to do a 2 over them. United has a way of beating Arsenal when the stakes are higher. I'm not more ending on beating right now at the end. But I'm seeing that game as the game of the season for Arsenal. Once Arsenal wins that game, I can start doing all that I want to do. I can now decide to marry 2 wives or 3 wives or whatever. But as to many results, even one would be too much for me. I wouldn't even marry 1 wife. So it tells you that how important I play this game this weekend. So Kevin De Bruyne injury in there. Yeah, I mean, I've listened to their coach, Pep Guardiola. Truth is that he says he wants the Champions League more than Carabao Cup and all this league near there. I mean, it's just like giving birth to your 10th child. Do you want to tell how excited will you be? Wow, the last 5 years watching about 3-4 times. It doesn't look interesting. Not to say he wouldn't like to win. Winning it will always be a cap in his feather. He's reckoning to be the best coach ever to leave because Ferguson, people still see Ferguson. But Guardiola, if he wins another Champions League and gets about 10 EPL trophies in 8 years, 10 in like 12 years, I believe you and I will agree that he's the best, one of the most tactical coaches ever. Best tactical coaches ever. So I will not say he doesn't want it, but it doesn't look like his priority. And now Gundogan too. Barca. Maybe Barca on a project. I think Gundogan is still a very good player. That's my final one anyway. Lewandowski is doing the job. At 32, he goes to Barca, and we can see what he's doing over there. I want shower assistant. And it will not be bad to get a Gundogan. And just Xavi couldn't have said it any better that he sees himself in Gundogan. I think Gundogan is even a bit more skillful than Xavi. Xavi had eye for pass and shots on another way. Freeing up spaces and giving very incisive and sensible passes, knowing where to push the ball at every point in time. But Gundogan even has that added edge of being a prolific goal scorer, being a good passer, a bit skillful. So it will not be bad to go and end this career at Livers. At least Barca are now changing Livers and stuff to really survive. They need a bit of experience. So I will not be surprised if they end up having him in their stead. He's paid his dues in England. So Xavi should just snap him and make good use of him.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Manuchu. One of him. Obo.
He's on.
Obo. Okay, I'm also. Manuchu na dinanu this year ban. You tell your cow say utie Unity Radio. You try who kakra bi na eba afi na the political ayina ba show so na bibia tumi akonkan na was so for adwenche bra. Or Unity Radio or Facebook na call YouTube so Unity Radio. What do I just share ba? More share more Facebook more so more share. Who like here now comment no I share. Who like it comment and share. Na be to me and conquer na no messing to me conquer na be to me and cause my can say Anopa Chikrum restaurant any Dan Auto Repairs. And now almost so I say man a day a good day 17 at the bro or a Unity Radio. When me try to see about now my name in your majuchu near a dos war politics in will be to me a conquer. It's when you are feeling if you are high Unity Radio. A train about to see her.
Asam paetia Obayansa Bosuo Bundia one can asam they mouth to some kakre wa supreme. Yo coffee, oh my woman, oh many a mama, any baby ako, watata, they warren. One in pa, as I did power of you, Yama and Beraye, Abeya, if you oh my.
Some will be a quaba Kasiba Unity Radio 103.9. Your Worcester 45 Fremont Street on a boy Juma Ugasugusa Oti and check you better to call Ako political arena. Nafi very chinkomo be beer to me Akon the battle while we here Facebook no file also comment bra wajen che bra na can kai man be beer to me nkoso call YouTube so obenya Unity Radio oh na no so kwa or share like it not subscribe that be beer to me Akon amount na jumedi or more time almost I say made bro Gold Coast Catering Services and Restaurant and a Kumasi Market Anopa Trading and Lemonade Finance or Dream African Market or 369 Benko Street. So I McQuay and I also assume the political segment, you know, the abroad na be to me a conquering. My uncle na uncle and summer a what pronounce here. And Papa Biana can udi penny pa no name conspa our Ghana. Your friend Kwame Pieni what send me out to just say Ghana. Me the Fourth Republic 30 years AD a minister wa bon pa ohun ne su bi da eni ofuriata na osi ofuriata de wa bon wa se onim de oye papa efe no kwame pianim na onso de na do di sema odi abano no parliament for so majority leader e dey sema ba tuja say Ghana say another slogan and another national anthem amafo no debt exchange program say chairman Bosuo dey ba tuja say aban ene ni minister ne nkrofo kwesa yi onu kra o MPP mu no odi akotre no o mo ante ho maache na ade no afiro metia say won frama amafo akikekam amafo so anu mu visa musica e wo mo nchen a o mo bedi e na o de akotop mon senka de bia nka enwo na mo aban ya fakoti kwa so bi etichi o mo sa nti ama mante yi o mani abere say de bi da saban no man transi no man ndi komo pa say komo mo tutwe komo a mu be de pa mo matias ye pa de a anya ade a omo de bi da say omo be twen mo musika mo de akoto no aban no afa wafa na de ope no de aye no omo be che omo de bi da nti omo ka cha aban say so be bibia omo ka che omo no mo sentence na hwe de say wonya ye kra na omo betimi ate egu montin so aka sika na omo de no nko de mo mabutu sanda achi no mo da achi o omo amfama aban ni say aban no fanya de ope amra won consult omo nti omo so nsema omo de ababe kan minority for so de nsema ababe tuja say aban say kan say na so odin aban na so odin o de nko for sika person de ope kan de kan bibia chewa o so ntie nti hwe ho ye nti minority for say aban energy so ombu the public opinion no de na no ne pe ene mental sem be do no apedia oni de ohwe ni yesa de all see no or the Ghana politics no or bra ko fa bebia ewo enye kra aban enua ne cousin no fa se eso de nsema ba betuja se Ghana for o makoto bon no so manjai na aban anya se de opeso o de scan yen na homo ka se omo accept by the proposals ni dia de Ghana kwakoto amnam amna doko mu kra enya hasam kitu akra eno ne sa debt exchange program amafo kan sem bebe ga bachi dako so de nano disem ababetobim afa ye free wa na sa sem we de ye manucho ye be di hu komo na me de na yi na akra na shakati de e bia edan ye bubu ye bubu dan ne se dan a sika asan kwa kopie ma manfo sika omudi asofo bia ye de nsema ahwo homsa se adwuma na ahwo homsa se omonye sika omudi omu no ya de bia ekọ anim ye papa okutata abrakwa around na science ana papa bia no kan board of trustees no your friend that Howard Mills ana be tujam se ye de side media ni share no mu secretariat we sika be kwa left right center bibi bia no nko register board of directors kwa o fa di account on do resign no resign no se bebe esu efifi mu ba okutata broadcast say national cathedral no CAC ni de enkofo bi tego na omudiska na say conflict of interest abam corruption abam ene ensense bebre enti okutato abrakwa eso ehwehwehwem sa national cathedral na yasiska bia 2.6 million Ghana cedi osofo a ono di mo akoten efe no Reverend Kusibuatin sin na juma na wa transfer size kanu akwakoma no enti edo so ababe yompo national cathedral secretary da ababe ka say sa 2.6 no de amarefa na amafo efi say hudu rasa tensem no moka eno nsem bebre na amafo kam ne ho na aso na Reverend Kusibuatin na asem aso so ya enkra ya tere say ene ofosu kwa chi say sa Kusibuatin ya kana asemi ono na ye say Baumia campaign manager ana say o campaign ama Baumia say me no ka say enti ana so abrate efe no che kwachi ofosu ene ono so ene no e kan nsem na afi ne krakra no President Kufo, former President Kufo, eso ensem ya tudwa say people form be so mutu frankama osun amanya kunu omuhwe na omukasa mu no omuhwe ni yepa na oyisubu of port of kasa bi oso omuhwe su bi sportsmanship and political manship. Sponsorship there. Said football. Where the political manship. And over here. Now, Mama Casanum and Nadi Hodi. Now, so Ghana, obi ebe politics. Yeah, Omokasamuno. So Omokasa the attempt now, moment me. Edwin, I am man for sympathy. Now, what me, Mamma Cosu. And the Kofo say, Omo person to Frankama, the MPP, Banya Kuno, Omokasamuno, Omoshe, Muye, Pa. Same way, and everything a bobo, and if it's a bear copim, say a bopo, ria, donko. A bodonko pepe, Dumienu, a pemuno, your baby a yamau. Now, so, o de wafre, now watch your watching, never be to me a conking. Next, I will say, oh, share with Facebook, like a comment and share, never be to me conking. Or mamma so, moko YouTube, no, or qua, or comment here, no subscribe, never be to me a cutie. Manicho, that's how I baby.
Ah, you know, comprehensively. Yeah. I mean, which why summarize everything in less than 10 minutes? Into the you're taking in parts and pieces.
Manicho, senior economist.
Yes.
Kwame Mpieni. MPP member. Still MPP member. Wasan baba tunanum to say, Oforiata, or say for the Republic 30 years or so. No, he's the most worst foreign minister. Foreign minister. Financial minister Ghana has ever selected and elected and appointed.
Yes.
Only Kwame Mpieni.
Kwame Mpieni, just like you said, is an astute economist and a former CEO of New World Renaissance Security Limited. And Mekaipa 92, he was in contention to even stand for MPP. In that way, woman courts say he's been to jail near the Bina and to me possible. Some of us were very young then, but he named the past. Yeah, he was a potential president of Ghana. I mean, before Dubois, what could have been Kwame Mpieni, and it was huge. The trial, it was seen more of a political trial because NDC and Together Rawlings were bent on not allowing him to have opportunity to even be on the ticket of the NPP, and so at least a ban in the credibility in any way there, you can't fault him. Just the NPP for the almost same penny for NPP from penny for, they have a funny way of coming back to hound them down. I will share the likes of Nyauta Maklonia Diana Sana Womudiana Soko. But the truth is that he didn't just say it in vacuum. He had to give some examples. No, can't be say. I mean, pertinent and say we seem to be losing grounds all the time in terms of your currency, economy near the end. And the only reason that they've ascribed is the Russia-Ukrainian war and the COVID-19. And he finds it bizarre because other nations also underwent similar tests, but they've not really retrogressed this fast. To the extent that okay, Russia-Ukraine, no, besides let's be real. Are there a craft Ukraine pie flour and we wheat in there? How many Ghanaians even take breakfast in the morning before they go to work? Into saying to me, bread and wheat from where you say to me, why will it be a problem that the things that we don't get from Ukraine? Why will it be a measure? He said one pertinent thing that so we are. So we are finance minister. He feels that one idea Ghana phone pan say as much as some of the finance are producing food in the villages near there, transporting them into the urban areas for people to get to buy. Now, to a finance minister, sometimes be practical. Give money to the agriculture minister or liaise with him so that food in the villages are rather brought to the cities. You do a Ghana and Ukraine, you Russia, plantain, cassava, and Russia. So why will people when food? You see, let me read the article. Be say over America, I say an advanced country. So got to be a plantain chips for shopper. Meaning for the past 10 years now, they are show, but they make sure that food remains. Price of food, it's always in the especially hand-picked foods, And share and Kobe bread. You know why? Because someone say these are essentials to life. Eduani ade ni penya. You atade na ade they do be up and out. She say up a quality shirt for Ghana, about 20 600 Ghana, 800 Ghana, one shirt. Or mom tete banks in they will tell you that I'm at a motion or mom was quite designer on him said that America $80, $100. Ghana 1.5 million, it's 50 million. People buy them to wear in Ghana. But open so bet me China polyester. what if iron first one and nanya go same obetumi ahye no so ye fan obetumi da kwa wedding obetumi da kwase oba no ofepe obenya no. So it depends on what you want. But food, there's no compromise with food. Say ye yat na one man eduane ani pe hia to live the very existence of human being. Boy den. Kroma say uba more food stamps in idea because they know that you can do anything to man, but make sure that food is always available for the person. Once the person has food, there's hope. But ye crow no minya, she say eduane po a problem. You understand? So that's where he hits the man heart to say, baby ye do no. You as the finance minister in charge of policy making and implementing policies, 6 years on, you people are matobaha. You don't even know what to do, and things are getting worse and worse. Every economist, if you put pen to paper, not so you're political, not say you will be deep political and talk about the truth, like what the Professor Hankins and quotes are doing now. Okay, Professor Hankins, then on kind. Maybe on the Ghana, in China, say, oh, fashionism. They want Baumia to come, so they want Alankash to come. That's why they are doing this. These people, they always find those defense. Ghana need there. Tag and Hank. What kind of cry? Shanata, they will be in the face. Menoka say, or Pewe, I can say, I'm a neutral crow, or Yendi, or your BNDC, obey MPP. You see, those are but Oppo always tells me I don't have to mind about that. No, cry the truth. When you are saying truth, you shouldn't fear. What you are saying is your perceived truth. None of them won't try and answer say you've not been induced. You don't have to fear. That is where you are now. I think that I agree in total with Kwame Mpien. We see, never near you say, you do stage bia. All well-meaning Ghanaians are complaining that this man, how he handled things right from day one. I think that senior economists now they so motete Lagos near there and tertiary institutions they've been talking. Initially, book long. They took the other side that now people call them for interviews and they give their side of the story. Sad the banking sector cleanup near the 25 billion. They spoke about it that it's an unnecessary drive because at the end of the day, Ghanaians are working there. America 2007, 2008, they underwent a similar problem, recession by her. Morgan Chase at the end, they gave them money to help these little banks. At the end of the day, they all survived and they are working out today. So why you say, "Well, good now"? I mean, so it couldn't have said it any better that where Oforiata has led us, it has made it. And you are called IMF, you are called Santi, could be me who this time they
what was the sense of even collapsing those banks? Consolidated banker and this right now require Ghana who's require say more.
I am more. I listen to a certain man. You see, people are talking. Or say no, you with GN Bank. I mean, I have 1,005, 2,000 return a month. You're permanently on your journey being yet. I've listened to people who have businesses. If you're a hairdresser, GN Bank money 10 million, not the 2 million at also. No, what it's in every month. We are some for 1 million and branch in a year and no way. This is how people are surviving.
And you only company are doing
perfectly that. Where we are now, our economic, our finance minister show is what is the major reason why we are where we are today.
Okay. Now, me ko Bosuo in line so na many upon twitching komo akrebi Kwame Mpien nsem na fe yemba debt exchange no eno ho manucho aye ho we set pa ne opese na fe ye kan na bom na ofadi na nto na fe wi a ne akọ katrija no se fe na ye de kofo nsem na de ye pese ye kan nsem opo so atmen kan
yeah ken kan me ton kan loud and clear me ton kan
opo Kwame Mpien
yes sir
o say the Fourth Republic and I Ghana cry ever since you buy first existence, you know, the worst finance minister and kind of Furiata. I want any arguing on brief because they say you know, sad debt exchange one na your concentration in what see Kwame Mpien there no can have yanto adwumadi nso. What's what you answer? On any arguing? And I know
me did say debt exchange program no Kwame Mpien say me related because me now can be see the India. I say Oforiata the worst finance minister in history of the Fourth Republic. Kaluso bisa menene ya in a straightforward answer. Bekacho said yes, menene ya and he did not only say it or ask Kaibu reasons. Obekai said some time ago, na ye program, Emma make her say, Kwame Mpien, Babe cancer say, Kufuor do not buy in tier future because said the Manucho can we know who Kwame Mpieni is, and then a track record when it comes to education, economics, and finance. Also to Omofo, but they did not listen. Emma Ofuriata Shenin catcher and say, I know what I am doing. And look at where we are today. Kalusa Uti needs some interview now or yeah. Or say December we me, or say this past December. Ghana catcher we are seeing now say we can't pay our debts. In the first few years of Nano Ofuriata, we warned him of the rate at which he was borrowing, but he didn't listen, saying that he knew what he was doing. We told him that he was going to lead the country into a ditch, and now we are in it. So the whole thing here, sir, Kalu, I don't know what Ofuriata plan for Ghana. So when we started talking about e-levy, almost e-levy, eba, yeah, mobile sebu. E-levy ba say, I said, one more the Ghana try and error because that is what he was trying to say. So I said they don't have a clear path. And I'm so. Just look at you telling the whole world, say, you know what you're doing, or say Omo Kachire and says the way at the rate OCA it is dangerous. But then he said, sir, he knows what he was doing. Then you go back to the question of borrowing. I didn't know for after you and I know very well, sir, Obora, the data bank, which supposedly were raising everybody, we all know, Manu Jubeka just a open secret. Say, and the bank stands to benefit. So, and then there was one article on Ghana where somebody was saying, sir, as I say, you close data bank down. Because people are beginning to think, say, Ghana is suffering, but Ken Ofuriata and his cohort are winning. They are enjoying. Because Ghana, they stand to benefit and they stand to make money. Now look at where we are. And to add to what Kwame Mpieni said, Nanucho and Kalusha, you free Ghana said, Yetana winning Juma and San Yutuka, Yamawi Ukruma. Since we started doing elections, and now when we ventured or got into democracy seriously, who will say Abambia Ba? Or no any MPs are sorry, the finance minister said, unity because Wabonda. Have we ever had a taste of this incident in the history of the country? It has never happened. You know, Osafo and Akufo was voted as the best finance minister in his first term. The second term, what happened? Kufo who said all messy up. Now all cut towards directional. And did doom what did President Kufo do? He kicked Osafo out and nobody understood till now. Until Yemubia 78 century for new intel. And I see the entire Emma Osafo when your reappointment. So my point is just simple. Any panel direction of the Omani Kono, gurus, economic brains we have in the country, chartered finance. But they are not the economy yet. But this man says, I know what I'm doing. The slogan had always been said, minim. But the question is, then we should see something. Mr. President said, now every budget. After that you were going to go, but now he's not gone. And then he trade ministry, and then I was even laughing and said, "As a kufa the Busuo far for mine." I think it was from PPP4, so PPP4 penny bako. Yeah, no, because as a kufa the Onukwana no saka say shati data bank crack down. I listened to his interview extensively where he was saying, say, the agitation didn't even start from NPP. It started from Ghana for any NDC. And then one piece who said, no, the idea of calling you know, the Manu Chubesi, no assign another ministry crack and say, Alan Chamate, can forget a Safa Honesho. And it's just like adding insult to injury. That's who did he attempt. So, in the Kalusha, I think that just like your intro was to the show, it's about time, say, Ghana, India, who say, oh, mine, and you, na enye obidia. Also, you see the feeling and the impression Ghana so being a tumia omo creating it say after omo na omani omo dia and na yen bua omo. But it is not true. The country belongs to yourself and myself. If things are not going on well, we should all be up and standing and speaking. And the many MPs who say no. Because you simply ask yourself, what is the essence of a political party fighting to come into government? Political party be no or ba by moi. Now you say they ba by moi ba say or mine. They campaign with the intent of coming to make the country better, probably from the previous administration. What I say, it is a banner said you share what's about and to me, and one piece who said the direction at which the country is going is not what we promised the country, it's not what we promised the populace, it's not what we promised the people of Ghana. So let's just make simple changes. And now, and the country is going. Until I make us a link to the exchange program, because so back to the exchange program, Gabi Asaro and now we are no what it say. Ghana, baby, I think Ghana say, Ghana say, Ghana say. It comes back.
Hello, Ebako.
No, I'm linking it to make a point because stories near come related.
Answer na Ebako no me person ke ye bo voice bi answer na dia call exchange the unity.
Memo ko say no the extension topic. Memo ko ba na me dey make story say. Now they made a battery Kwame Piani point and they say na me dey Gabi a tweet in the because no one say I say there's a debt exchange program. Ghana for now and Ghana be crash. So I say, now the finance minister who told us he knew what he was doing, he was going to get us back onto the right path. Now they are saying a debt exchange program now so crash. So what was the plan he had for the country? And you know the direction that you kept borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. People who knew what was going to happen, that you were going to lead us into the ditch, warned you, but you wouldn't listen. All for the mere fact is yen ye wa bamu, yen ye wo power, yen ye wo tuni. Now Kwame Piani, I'll say we have been declared bankrupt. Ghanaians are suffering. Pensioners are crying because of the haircuts they are receiving. Some of them are saying this is more than death sentence, and they will die if they don't take blood pressure medications. Kalu na yesi brabe yo mani ya. Inti afe de webi adu nkofu kwa kuduni. Obi ayi adwuma che ni sika behye ni sika ese 30 years echi ansa na nisabeka this kind of forata direction be na no person de o man ko anti say Kwame Piani say he's the worst finance minister to have ever happened to the Fourth Republic. I don't think that anybody out there will argue. Anybody who will argue with Kwame Piani and disagree with him will do so politically, will do so extremely a politician. So defend the MPP ni, but so the minor kumani or minor job and there's no way you will support this kind of finance minister who his own MPs so I totally agree with Kwame Piani, and I think sir Kalu, the country is getting into a ditch. I'm telling you.
Okay, thank you so much. You said the do say you call that a debt exchange program ne so na ansa na ebeko no me pese me bo voice bi na etie na fe me call manicho ho na manicho anu this debt exchange rate na exchange program na dey ben majority for leader in parliament say want to won hwe parliament until won hwe minority for so kasafi won bebre na Gabia so kan na amanfo amade musika koto bond no so kasa omo nkofo obi a ono di sika koto bond ni bi ono sema ono so ekani edim yentie afi yekoba yebedi adwumadi no beto aso yentie.
Good morning, President. I'm not Adwadan Kwakufado. I'm paying me Banoboko. Within the ASP retired Franklin Nati. Meson Ghana, a policeman, 24 plus years. Na me gratuity, me san Kano. Milito bond 2 years. Aka 1 year this year, September. I year 2023. Now me born no amateur. I dream I would buy ye say. Wakoboka and what Bugana abofom. Enti me Brahma bre. Sika midi to bond no commercial bank no. Unfa mami. We enye am robber ene be chimi di misika o. O man benya ya tu abama no. Se onhwe yeso. Emra wo fru plane 18,000 pounds an hour. Nkrofo ka kire o. Wante. Emra wo fa so many ministers omunu na onye omu betumi aye adwuma. Nkrofo ka kire o. Wante. Ene your incompetence it me bre amabre. Medisika yedi tua me ka say gratuity. Me fa hwe me ho so no. Usi wafa. This is 2033. Se mi manu na upese omumbeji sika na minana no mu a minim. President, wani di mu Israel. Unuana ni bank edi nim eji loans no mfaso a wanya no Israel. Manu fa nsa mfaso no ekutu esika no. Misika no mfa mami. Nanado utemu yedin papa. Obi amaye juma Ghana mra 24 years plus no. Yentu America as a retired officer no. Usi untu America. Me 60 years here. Nanado Minister Mibisa wo. Have you been a civil servant in Ghana before? Have you worked as a civil servant? Please. Nanado. Mimpese. Mbeka satiao. Mimpese mbedumi wusu eni ubusian debi. Idi yao esreo. Tise na Mr. Matheson. Efri sunyani esreo no. Jamisika mami. Midin the ASP. Franklin Kwesinati. Mi Tommy Bon commercial bank. It was Accra North branch. Please, I beg you, in the name of God, don't touch my money. Don't touch my money. Don't touch my money. Anybody who receives this, please send it to as many platforms for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to see, to hear, and to see. Or his cousin Ken Oforiata should hear. Please, 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 Nanado, I'm not supposed to beg you. Because when you were begging that you should be tried, I remember traveling from Kumasi to Koforidua to vote for you 2016, thinking you are bringing something on board. I regretted it. I have regretted all my life. Some friends told me, "Anka unya sitting to question who we are." Well, Nanado, please, whoever received this message, forward it to as many platforms. Let Nanado hear me and ensure I have my money. Thank you.
All right. ASP. As if a retired ASP. And no then not this abai. Maricho. And semi that estate program. Amount for a top month. Amani say this year the Obianya Skebia the following year, a mama kakra for 5 years time. 2023, 2030. Manicho.
It's a painful scenario, and I'm very happy. It's a painful scenario, and I'm very happy you played this voice. And there are more. You TV Soba could be very old man, like 65 or for bank anymore old sooner. You see, as a bonds winner, I quite say as a treasury bills type maybe say I buy no Ghana government needs money. It is a Wuska, no aqua bonds in be way be a Ghana commercial bank, say be a what on 20,000 into every 3 months biano. When your interest, say be a 2%, 3% be. Now people have used their money to go and quite safe haven. What better one depreciating a day? At least a safe way of you see there are 2 ways of investing. Honoma, he's a very good entrepreneur himself into Chris Kana on a him that 10 and for so. Obi so Honoma no any man so when 3 why year juma na man severance package. Say maybe a coffee and a redundancy package. Near Swama maybe a 500,000 Ghana cedi and 100,000 Ghana cedis. Then people advise you that the car winner that one will be the. It is idea for quarter bonds. And every month be a cacraba on not afraid. Sometimes and they be part of the bond for 2 years and mature out to me, we be you will lose. Into better after 2 years and they'll give you a 30% on your interest as interest in the idea. So people, that is where most of these retirees in idea and they decide to push their money for them to be then we get to a point that we can't pay our debt. Just like Paul when you borrow to the extent that it's unsustainable. I remember where Kenoforiata during 2015 year there he granted an interview as a fiscal space. If so would debt to GDP near there no a bear 70%, then you have very little space. I'm not economist and I will not try hard to be one.
No, the other side even more treasury bills and no more fixed deposit. Also, all your treasury bills now. We can also banks in the koto bonds
were buying
and fixed deposit is only koto bonds.
Yes.
And you when I buy and cry, I buy and cry sign size can bond for you now. No season that they are you know. And it's not even going to affect. Just the bonds, no.
We see the bank
depositing a treasury bills for
exactly. Oh yes, that's the harsh truth. How do banks operate? Banks no do see not the back of top government bonds, not the back loans to people, but the bonds from the government, because a buying is the safest way collateral that you can get on this earth. So buying President Nupa by economic way understanding of this whole world it remains forever. A country is autonomous. So that's the basically how it is. Into most of these banks, you can name them CBJ, Stand all they do is that they take this kind of buying bosia. In a layman's term, the more money that they get, the buying bosia. Into a ban for this kind of so the taxes now they know for so then you give it back to them, they will take their percentage, then give you yours. We as an individual, you can't go dealing with government direct. So they deal through the banks near there. So that's the harsh reality. You see, and we've gotten to that stage. I am a phone say, yeah, can do so. So before they can give us that money, we need to reduce our debts. Then our leaders now feel that the middle income earners and so the small fish is no more yet there. No, that's the one they are going to out muscle now. That's the problem. Oh, to me, China and I said Indonesia and I so be our main loans. You can't touch those ones. But Ghana for now, what would for now? Or more bread every month every 3 months that is what you want to touch now. What could buy yes.
Debt exchange program.
Yeah, debt exchange program. No, my understanding is way. IMF say your debt to GDP and you can endorse so we should do something about it before they give us more money. In the what can we touch so that you're quite near the 500 million or so no 500 million endorse. You need to come and prove to me that you have to reduce it to maybe 350 million before I can help you. Then they come back and decide that you know what, Sadia, where can we touch? What does the constitution allow us to touch? No more article, maybe article 71 allows us that governments, individual citizens, they have that right to touch it when push comes to shove. They are backed by a government decree. But the truth is that you need to agree with almost some of them sika beto one. They need to say they need to sign. They need to sign an undertaking to that you know what, ya jitum see demoka musika de ha de, but baby aye ke kodu no ye nya bi mamu ye ntumi ntua ye ka ne kra pese akwaje bi mo nti saa de a the whole 2023 no ye mo interest no ye mo bia interest 2023 ye mo bia interest sika no sanka bia obenya 100 million obenya 5 million atoso a that money is gone ye mfa amount. Then 2024 you give you 5% of your interest. Maybe the initial percentage, you know, it's like maybe 30, but they are now saying that they are going to control it. They can only offer you 5% next year in 2024. Then 2025, you are more 15%. So person would you say according to my farmer, you bet me start this year more payments from 2027. And where we are now, it's a take it or leave it. There's no rules say anka be nkwa beji omusika anka wontimi okay me ye bi mfam sika mami eno kwada option is not there. Obo be ka cho say they will give you paper ebe more paper che say do ka na say sika no ye betumi an piece and so 2027 answer the initial we be by say sika nkwa nke bete so 80%, so 100 million be more 80 million anyway we are going to reduce what you what capital na there nkwa nke bete so open so you be mount paper HSA doka, but you can only retrieve that money in 2027 up to 2033. You know, bet you scam. That is where we are now. That IMF is saying that you have to do a debt restructuring in your country for us to know that what can you reduce it to some amount before they can help us, because when you will be added say bonds. What bonds, or more expect more dividends, or more expect more profits in idea from you as a government. So it's all part of a cowardly. So where we are now, the downtrodden, the feeble, the ones who are not strong, and now on person money as a mukodium. Sanko B, why just like this man is saying. Or ASP, Assistant Superintendent of Police, was serving for like 24 years. No, I did a severance package. No, they are quite one on commercial bank. I got to say every month he be obey the deal kakra because on your businessman. Scan out that man on to me van Kosifi, on to me so van and China, on to me van Lome, Togo, and Kofaniama. Into me van to one people who are buying this scan age when I'm kakrandi wohono. You are telling me now that what work out to the extent that you are not debt sustainable. Into Sadia says Sikano. Now you are going to restructure the whole thing so that at the end of the day you cut your losses with them so that you make enough money. That is where we are now, and I think that they will suffer because at the end of the day, you could do stage here. Seminya ye pamie na ye redundant no ye man 500 million near more 500 million na me de be to bank say me di ho na obi ye na adwun so ne de kwa business a na we nya kakra. That person was better off than me. It's just and that is what you are saying, that since inception of this country, and see that we've gone through say, but to the extent that we are broke, to the extent that bonds and not comfort they come buying the expect that are buying the safest saving ever, and no matter the worst part. Obi crown according to Sika good money box Michelle, or to from the shower crown. He said no coin for some more. In principle, because at the end of the day, maybe in terms of real value, you can do more. That's ceteris paribus, all of that things being equal, which is not possible now. But that is where we are now. Than more,
you know, I'd say has more even for the federal, the FDIC. FDIC, most of the banks in the world. A Honor banks the Jew Sika, insurance, I say more or less like Mondo Munya
and profit.
No, now what is a kind of monoma that country? Because when you be Fausika and Nobody scanner go control scanner. And the way this for the indication say, Sika, what they are buying a car, Marono say, or the bottom in your pen oil. Exactly. And Chairman Bosuo, or no quite parliamentarian, first majority caucus room, or some young country. But I didn't swear individual now almost so let's say by police me almost in this car. I know more crank as so. If I say,
take it or leave it. They want them to sign. Money yes, you signed by Senior Hosi is the one convener only do almost say. But unfortunately, I've listened to Senior Hosi. Initially, they were fighting for the people so strongly that Amon Penny and help to break loose, but they are changing their stance by the second.
Minority the crowd so almost like Casase. I might be adding my equi. And I think Gabi there. I mean, Gabi there. See a woman saying, "Until no Gabi no." Nisika da ho ona ndi papa bi akokora bi na nisika da ho a every time bi akokko bi no de koto edu because GTV yi no ma hwe bi papa dey say saska no koto ojibi a de koto the pressure dru and they say almost say emba the whole year no e fa kora no akoto pressure dru
yeah
e dey case say aba no the minister of finance ordinance no walu track and onye money ye and out of that in Ghana for one show man amadicho.
Yeah, I think we couldn't have said it any better. Where we are now, no, IMF no hit it. Say and yes, our debt restructuring program here. There's no way IMF will give us that 3 billion. I mean that is where we are now because almost say I cannot choose too much. We need to reduce cut our losses because somewhere in the sound so I not just say we need cut there, but there is still going up over there. But just like you said, at the end of the day, why just the ordinary Ghanaian and our person on console? Just like the man said over here. How did we get here? Extravagant, excessive borrowing, extravagant lifestyle. Nipa can oversized, over bloated government size, without much emphasis on how to grow internally. And any bad policies in any bedua. You see, when Okujeto Black was complaining, none of food plane or Jerry plane money at the end. People did not really understand massa. And yet at the end of the 4 years, but Sikani Yawusika. The Yeka say the president is not in Ghana. I'm told he's traveled. He's gone to the bus side and Obako UK. So why Ubotom Sika? You see, does he travel like that? I don't know. When it comes to this people, I'm say it's that pen chance is there. He was traveling all the time. Couple that's a one kasa as a businessman. Ube took more than 10 times in a year. Plane fare one kwankra and get less than $2,000. Multiply by 10 official travels and I say when $20,000. Now what Ubotom Sika? Ube hesa. And I make it. We are wasting Sikano. Oko say, entourage. Sometimes they are going to bring us business. Business, Papa Ben. No more Bagana. Business, Papa Ben. Business, Hunu Ben, no more Bagana. Since we started some of these, always 3D official visits, in a private visits, in the to the extent that few people are, you see, unfortunately, no, or more bonds, they are not able-bodied strong men. No. As much as some of them are there, no. And penny for people who have invested over years thinking that with their retirement package in a will hand them down and the money 65-year-old men 50-year-old men who can't do work for anybody one retirement voluntary retirement because they were sick so they were giving voluntary retirement and they decided to go and invest their money no more did now that is where Gabi say so man penya the country will collapse. Sisia yana man number $1 within and this will become Congress yana dollar ni stabilize here for some 2 weeks be yana. I was telling my friends that I can assure you that after that conference the money will go up. Sometimes be reasonable. Ghana they celebrate mediocrity and sometimes I get mad. Say I dem papa ni ayenti I say dollar na kofoma you should be happy with yourself. He says, oh, you are growing rice. The plantain. You see, then you know that, oh, yeah, there's a big plantation farm or honoma, a supply at the back. There's a chain. Yeah, railways, you know. It's a mankeni, upa mankeni. If you, whenever, it's say, Sulia, if you say, you don't have those things working. We need leaders who will be having some of these things that you see. Me, railway networking to connect the villages. Me ye railway kwaya me fan connect Kumasi to Accra po me ye maybe Takrado to Tamale as much as they are important. I agree. Kroma say they are trainer bet me New York to California near there. They are fast trains because they need to connect. We there. But the truth is that they do any good bushes. Mama say so why don't you connect it so that we bring the food to the cities for others to get a chance? And I'm saying Christ me here say oh 1 year Tuesday train be to Akon na mark 20. So I think that's where we are now no. This debt exchange program, no, I bet it's a hiccup. Worst case, the government will have its way, but believe you me, the citizenry will suffer.
Now, you don't you also think, sir? Now I'm calling my issues proposal. Don't you also think, sir? Mr. Ibiami, research Ibiami. Yes. Ghana, tomato paste, and a climate piece, almost tomato paste. So then, second, I import tomato paste. You say, I mean, no, Kasaya. Ghana import tomato paste from Germany. Any Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
You walk Kumada. Any other places on me tomatoes. Now first name was
Polygo meat factory.
Tomato factory. And wine.
Yeah.
Because Ghana, what we need right now is
you see, it's a painful story that you are saying. When we were young, maybe matches say Ghana safety matches near their farm. I say blue bee. Now all lighting. I saw roast toilet roll near Ghana PCC paper conversion company. I'm saying no toilet roll. I saw corn beef, water corn beef for Ghana, near corn beef for Ghana. You've lived through those moments. You were young, all right. So you ask yourself that over the years, Anka, you see the painful part is you ever crack tomatoes from a desert land. You see, the truth is that as you go up the Gulf of Guinea, up north, the tropical rainforest reduces because access to rain from groundwater table near very low. Oko north, that's a too well. You go very deep. That's why they need irrigation farming. They said one village, one dam. I think it's a fiasco. We have very good, sensible policies, but I don't know. The implementation is always zilch. They do.
I clap praise. Any voter,
from plains.
Also from plains, I say.
Yes.
Also, I think that
right. So between
and I so voter lake edaho. So can say edaho as I said edaho. And then I can
why should we be suffering? Now, Krompa say what dance so we Japan best and quick to dropping. So we say tomatoes near there. If you feel what dance through. So what the plantain ya dey be ankofo dia. We do one plantain si one man. We try enough for so pay one more. No so ba. That is how well it is. Obi omote oti a bit of countryside kakra ni area plantain banana near there honum. They will tell you that they hardly do some of these plantain themselves. So the truth is that over the years, like you said, all these gains that you made in Sawom Cannery, near ye juice, near the why have you lost all those things? say a cry, we should have made gains after what Nkrumah did. You see, we've decided to throw away all the tenets of Nkrumah and make Nkrumah look evil. Then you get people. Consumption. Ukoji loan, that's how the bay free SHS are. You should equally have something that will generate more money because free SHS, human resource development is good. One of the greatest resource announced development you can give to your people is human resource. First, Africa is rich because we had gold, we had timber, but we didn't have people who could manage the resources very well. Yet here you see cathedral when we should be doing chocolate factories. Nanka any exported chocolate. Then a Belgium. On one single cocoa, but that's a very huge chocolate industry. Yeah, to 5 million or to 10 billion out of dairy chocolates now from Belgium because they import the raw cocoa there and they process it. Last time Egypt see refinery honum. If we are getting to stage any serious government should be thinking about at least if not finished product but semi-finished product. Even to me it's a broche the Nibia. Want to the na rubber now got them the quabruchi cocoa now they call process it into something, package it. All the just or no G not the chocolate no or no G but to the ordinary cocoa pod now to tour. Now they quite yen and nanum signing such ugly, unwarranted, bad contracts. 150 years ya ko school ya by munina woko parliament I can boldly tell you that 375 people more than 80% of them have a foreign certificate. Wa betina brochi ya school. That's what Ghana prides itself in. Obeka choose okfa share. Wa mu bom credentials Leeds University, Labour University, Kent University US, Duke University, no quite a master's or quite a doctorate. Then you're back to zilch. You go back to cheat your own people. You don't apply that sense to make your people grow. We are culturally impoverished. Say manicho to Obakasa near Ghana for. Then in the Queen, because when you are telling people you don't call 2023, I wish we could call space. So I dig into morally, culturally, no. Because once you decide to take a public office, you should be ready to be put under a microscope and analyzed. We are a private job. How come I sit and talk about despite? Sometimes I talk about Kennedy Japan because he puts himself in a political terrain. I don't talk about some of I don't even know their names. They are in private businesses. Although my problem with them is that some of them import, so they are blocking everything because Anka juice, it's a series juice in Adenia. I didn't say import. Ghana to crack a kutu near their honor, mango near the honor. I didn't say import juice. Work up with tomato paste so I say import. If you are broche. Sardine, why would we do this to ourselves? country have or no China in nothing so sooner or your petroling no say sanam nedeko. We share some of these channels and they create Africa. Africa is poor. We share your natural resources in your profit GP and same with that at a faster pace. They don't care. Oh, we are not Nasa more crabby. Oko mining villages here. Canadian mining, we mining. Now they are white people. So what we are saying here is that at least we need a lot of talk. As much as IMF Yako 17 times, this is turning out to be one of the worst IMF Sayako. You see, that is where some of us are agitated. We are so mad at them because IMF Ayako, you can't just go and touch bonds. 10 years over so many years, 30 years of we the end crying, you 30 years of our Fourth Republic democracy. That Ben you touch bonds say, me the fact banya say enfant to mamia, you better financing Sabibo catch us that money is what I want. Because also catch us we call a done na City FM, no more mind communication, we call presidency information, your minister in charge of communication at the presidency, minister a lot of pseudo positions which has next to nothing. Sometimes I'm forced to stammer because you have to choose your words well. Yes. Look at just say it should be radio friendly. That's why I like social media. Social media, they almost say it doesn't
free for
all because and you're gonna penny because that's the harsh truth. That you're complaining the man is still keeping a very big size government. A lot of presidential staffers without doing next to nothing or mujiskedi. Any deputies. Then you see the impunity is what hurts me. That be the year doom who could touch it or be an old man's money without fear or favor. No more conscience. Who be cathedral. But here now, Nisika Kakrada or quarter bonds now, or did you cran who can change the whole 2023? No profit, and you can't have your money too. Obey Didi.
It's so hard.
Obey Didi.
It's so hard. It's so hard. I'm in Opo. As I Opo, also I didn't show sir. Their exchange programming, chairman of Bosuo Akasa, minority for Akasa, Gabi Ochida for Akasa. Their exchange programming.
Yo, Kalumidase, and manager, well done. I think, sir, it will be crying out the Kasa now, or Kasano, Akofom, now voice, Markofom, the energy dooms. Because all said, so we share all the stories that you put on the desk. Nina and spell it anything good for Ghana, but rather doom. Satya said, Sadiana Mushasia Namokano, if you free him, any baby drew her. You free baby, you two finance minister for internal because of this story and that story they are related. You two finance minister for when she said the money to kind, maybe expect when it comes to accounting and economics. But at least when you read the lines between those who know, you can see when the BIA say it is very sad when you oh do you now boy Papa no ASP
Yes, ASP or police.
And see our assistant superintendent of police.
Yeah, retired or 24 years.
You discuss such a sensitive issue. You don't sympathize with such a person. No. Sympathy, I think, is a weaker word in this sense. You would rather have to empathize. So, the first question I ask myself is, Sandy pay or yami papa? Now, no, and now you're bread winner. Or dear Dianisiti Busuma, many million daily. Now, it depends. On the say, or call retirement, you know, he was supposed to be paid Ghana Mercy in Chanika, but now the Sunya 60 years. In June Chanika, and I Janisika Ubinya, and or the top bond, they say, okay, in do ya, the top bond. So the money was supposed to mature this year. Nanka, what you mean, Skakakra, after all the long years of service to the country. But here we are, Yesisikano, Nensa into me, anything, Enka. Now, when you go down and you read deep inside the story and you listen to people who know finance and economics, a kana yet deno. And yes, internal debt in Kwa and I into just like Ramichu said, it is both internal and external. And I listened to some of the experts where they were saying, so we have to plead to our foreign partners, Ayendi Omuka. And look, just tell them, let the cat out of the bag and let them know, say, Baby, due to ABC, yes, maybe I'm also spending a debt mine for be a 1, 2, or 3 years. By so doing, you bet me a recuperate organize home near Babichia. But here we are. We can only hit the vulnerable, and therefore we are hitting them. Because Omu do music and some dada. Manucha aye juma 20 years. Kalusha aye juma 30 years. The sika no way ho. Inti ano de yenye release and an second. Inti authoritatively we can say sika no de nya de be mouth. Because the yenye pe na ye be. Very, very, very sad. Kalu adiwe na ekoso no ni be o mind no. We can no longer sit down and do say NDC NPPO. But we are treading on dangerous grounds. Also, a few months ago, Gabia Sorachizako was everywhere trying to trumpet, and you realize that even for the Parliament, so many no man no. The lawyer trying to defend. They say everything is on course, and the finance minister knows what he is doing. So my question this morning is, what changed? At the end of the day, what has happened? That all of a sudden, Gabia Sarashidako is telling the whole of Ghana, say, Omo and debt exchange program, no so Ghana will crash. Who is in charge of Ghana? Who is driving Ghana? They are not the same people who told us a few months ago. Say they know what they are doing and Ghana is on track. Oh, Kalusha, say Yantana say na Yansha say ma o mine ho dono enrai mu na ya ma no kwaredi anya juma. The dear Ghana here kono it is very and extremely dangerous where we are heading towards. Say Yanka no kwe na yan start ama no kwe anya juma wo mine mu a but dear Ghana here kono I am very sad this morning. Just listen to this man's audio alone. You can use this audio to do a whole day's program. Papa say, Akufo-Addo, me Juma as officer, Muslim indeed, this number of years, fair enough. Affair aso, my top bond aso, enuna me di EDD. And the man referred one person also from Blue and Halfo region, or also so a similar video pleading with the president. And just imagine say, oh my woman was suma here, Juma, Uko pension, Ulu Sikato bond, don't do not match your assessor on Sakoka, and then the president tells you, say you can't get the money because my Bobby said the Brewa Bonting, may Sako pen loan, Bosuo or IMF, now IMF foresee. And son omudi says the Canada Marino. I just send me Busiana, my boy Kadadana, me geno, me to me tissue, and I said me to me reduce me debt ratio. And Sunday, dear mammy, into who Sikana. I want the Dana, dear men farmer. How does that even sound? How does that sound? Oh, very, very pathetic. Just look at this man, say, or see, or Foka from Accra to Kufuridia. I don't know if that was what he says, Council Manano corrector, to go and vote for Akufo-Addo.
Yeah, that's true.
Kufuridia.
Yeah, and vote for Akufo-Addo. Because the way Akufo-Addo campaigned and the way he carried himself, the man in his own way say, I thought you were bringing something new on board. But is that what we are saying? Ukokasa, MPP for say, Upo National criticizing MPP, Manucho criticizing MPP, Kalusha criticizing MPP. So I should stop criticizing MPP. I mean criticizing my NDC. While NDC is not in government, while NDC is not the one managing our economic affairs, while NDC doesn't control my taxes, we shall for and not to say Mobama firm. Now you was a Ghana no I can watch them no. It doesn't belong to one person. It doesn't belong to any political party. Ghana is for you and for me. We only have to elect, unfortunately, managers. You know, that's why I was listening to that Nigerian man's audio video some years ago. I said the difference between armed robbers and the politicians. And they say armed robbers there, almost the two buyers so at not our will, but women they and they elect to come and rob us. Because these things that's going on, it's very unfortunate. The only, when you look, your analysis, I was careful listening. Now, the traveling of the president, will you be traveling that much? I mean, when you talk of the president traveling, in fact, some of your business are supposed to live in a country, traveling the best, your company, diplomacy, invitation, bilateral, and international relations, over to crime more. So on that front of him traveling more, I totally disagree with Manucho. Say I quite know too more because when you're a private business, you might not travel as much as you being the president of the republic. But then the question comes in where I totally agree with Manucho is how would you cry? What I said, how are you crying? The cost involved in your travels. Oh, and the man rightly said it, £18,000 sterling an hour. For Ghana president to travel to America, to travel to the UK, to travel to Belgium, to travel to South Africa, £18,000 sterling just for 1 hour. President Mikodi, 3 days, 1 week. For the president is out of the country. He went to Dubai and also 2 countries. What I said. So the problem is not even the traveling. The problem is the cost. How can our private jet? What's a private jet? Well, this same private jet had been used by former presidents. But Muslim use private. Even on Africa travels. You don't want to use the private jet, which is in good shape. And for the finance minister, interior minister to come and tell us why the president wasn't using the private jet, he told us, so I said, I don't mind this for so much. The president is so there are some flimsy excuses being given, and the unfortunate thing they say, you have people even in the diaspora. I have a Krumha, young who said you'll be a Shishan Kura, and you're my year, Juma, and my Jaya, we are enjoying. But when you criticize and you want to make sure that then people turn on you. People in the diaspora being so political and extremely political. But the question you ask yourself, say MPP power more money or can so power to make the country better. But is that what we are seeing? So if what you told me contradicts what you are doing, because me criticize the MPP. We live in a very critical moment. So I'm telling you, we all need to get up, just like you said, and speak. Now we MPP who criticize it because also the breaking age. Now now you cannot say you think Ghanaians are fools? You think people don't see what is going on? We don't really suffer what they are suffering. Look at this old man. That's like you play the audio. This old man, 1 year a Juma, he can and he does all his life. You see, I just said 20. I'm just at 2030.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, 2030.
2030. We are now in 2030.
I didn't know this year. Next year 5%. Now the following year, so
10 to 15.
10 to 15. Oh,
yeah.
10, 15. Now, sana. 30. No,
so they won't get anything for this year.
Yes, this year.
So, and we will be over. Kalusha, just imagine, sir. Just last week I was talking to a banker here, TD Bank. They were doing some CD. Your friend is saying, they said, "Bondi and answer shares here, CD promo account to be." I would say, "Question number say 2 years now. When you this much, what I say? Just imagine, sir. We see kakakra. What calculate here? We say, oh, okay, we were $1,000 bid the wa, and on bet we chop money. Maybe manager now we were $10,000 bid the ho. To my member, no cut toss shares maybe. Na me nyam for so kakra within the next 2 years, and then you spend the whole $1,000 that you have as your welfare and answer we chop money. Now 2 years now so now TD Bank for say, we are sorry. We have some crisis. And we see profit in so on. I just said 7 more years time. How would you feel? This is the practical scenario in Ipanemu. How would you feel? So the authoritative way of them trying to go about this thing, and actually that's why Muntaka minority leader Haruna Idrisu. Yeah, that's why he was saying, sir, ignore the public opinion at your own peril. MP people should be very careful. And the man rightly said in the video, say Nanado now paya chow. You begged Ghanaians, say Munso. And there were some teasers that Kamisha you were playing on the show this morning when Nanado was saying, say, and this is for the and say, Meme Babe Dadamo, and Ukraine men Bezametino. But this is direct deceit. Oh, I can't fast I beg you to me, and then your mouth will share and boss obeyano. You are doing directly opposite. So it is very, very sad. Me Shakwa. Now me Bizamo say, where are we now? Where are we going? How did we get here? And how are we going to get ourselves out? So come very, very, very sad. And then you the enemy Yakrane Gabi. So Gabi, you talked about the fact to say everything Obikasa ya na Gabi abe treaty. Obikasa ya na Gabi abe treaty. As if Ghana me kai say kojo Kwame Mpieni aye kana semi. Kwame Mpieni some time ago. I'm trying to remember. On this Kofi TV and on one of these TV stations. And they didn't come and all can say for real time Jagbo we need Aduna. The next morning, the next week, you had MPP communicators on radio chastising Kwame Mpieni. Why? Because and people were trying to even link it to the fact to say, oh, I say, oh yeah, Kufo, inti na die Kufo do biano or criticizing. So, Sadia no na say o person o kan. No mo kalau, no mo tagio. No, nipa ensa say e di na tem, nipa ensa say disrespecting okra. No more disrespecting. And now Gabi is telling us that Ghana economy could crash. Since when no more say Ghana economy bet me crash, say debt exchange program no anya juma.
Now say wo so one close wo nua no juma. Na oye juma papa, and then economy to crash.
That is my question. So we say he's on track. Onimnia oye. When I don't call Utek FM, I listen to the whole interview. Who can ask myself, my cousin? So, it's more for money, or money, Mumudiana, second citizens, that's it. Modiana, subordinate servants. Yes, so Mumu take a decision, I'm catching, diesel. We have people in the country who know how to run the country, and then I make NDC for PPP for Ukraine, all the other political parties. I read extensively this morning. Now, Moka say, and young people for brag say we have the men. No? They were asking that question. Say, young people for, and I'm sorry, I'm brag say NDC for Nipa, any Nipa. Now, we have the men. So, until where are the men? Kalu? Where are the men?
They are there.
They are where?
They are there.
So, and I'm happy now Gabi is coming out to tell the whole world to say, someone accepted DDEPA. Ghana ever crash it. I said the woman was that. So, Nipa and Penufo, Mufo, Mufu say more power. That's the whole thing. And listen to one bullet. Or see if there are no compromise opposition is to win. What then has been achieved? It may also lead to national debt default. So what then happens to the value of your bonds after? Potentially worthless. If participation is low, we jeopardize resolving the economic crisis and hardship. 2, the debt exchange program is voluntary for individual bondholders, but a very necessary evil for our economy. Its success is critical to restoring macroeconomic stability, securing an IMF program. IMF program, because why? Because the interest there. It hurts those of us holding bonds very hard. A straight no to it is not a solution. Ghana is in a very difficult place. Now he is admitting. Gabi is telling us, Ghana, but when Kwame Mpiani told Kenopurata that your borrowing is too expensive and it will lead us into the ditch, they were insulting him. And listening to even Satan John Boadu, I will please them. So, say Nipana or Nimdi, or be a former chief of staff.
Kwame Mpiani, and only a Kodom Pianim.
Oh, Kodom
Pianim, yeah. Tama Kufoso, not similar issues, you know, or form a top rank economist, you know, or Kahuna,
yeah.
Or for me.
I remember he was tried by Rollins too, right? Somewhere
I'm not caught, and I'm going to MPP.
Yeah, because I remember time I'll do my own time, and I'm called the president in the credit.
Yeah. But I'm Kufokra by no movie and come by friends, finance minister, but one yet no they offer ye Savuma for quite barrier dumunada, I don't know. But then BBBI economic IBA policies be a Kufobe Biana or so Onyana Adreno. Now friend Emma Bois, a man ought to me a bomber or man to me a Jan Nazu. And I mean, be a astute economist, as man to kind on him now no party him. No can be at your national TD, and as a watcher. Upon the next 2 minutes, to far up Nafi, young Cockatija, no Nafi, maybe lines.
Yeah, so like I was saying, also Gabi bullets or third one. And Nanami also Ghana is in a very difficult place. What we are seeing with the mobilization of agitation on individual bondholders poses a real and serious risk, worse than what we witnessed when opposition to e-levy succeeded in derailing an already shaky macroeconomic situation from 2021. You know, when they need something, they come out and admit and tell us. But when Omoye Bibina Phil said the Omoye no the ever cost our situation and you come and tell because it hasn't happened, then they come out and they come at you. So it is very sad. It is very sad. And just listen to this old man crying for his money, and his own money or doing his sweat. Juma pe. He according man audio now analyze it and no money no he didn't want the bond, but Nisika no open that time was another so on your day on farm because only 60 years. Into unqualified for pension or so okay and with the move Misika or the Nisika now Binyano, the calculating or the top bond. Now the money are mature here Nisika 1 year Juma, the question will be was very legitimate. Who person and Nan Council energy scanner and answer why energy. Why energy scanner?
Only pension that's right. The baby. It's very
sad. I am very sad. In China, earlier, a national chairman of PPP. On an American, Nano for Lucy.
Yeah.
I was listening to him, and all said we should shut down data bank now. On some of these things, when he says that Obi or Wadaka said you okay. But then sit down and analyze the Ghana could do. Why didn't the president want to fire Oforiata? And why hasn't he done so now? Okay, say man in your budget. You see that so you ocean in Sesiano, okay, Gabi treaty, and then it's more can now almost essence and say almost between your candidate IMF loan. That is all. That is all. So the sitting president and his vice who told us Ghana is tired of borrowing. Ghana is tired of borrowing. Kamisha, do you remember the audio you played this morning? Bakwa, or say,
yes.
Into the question, the relevant question we should all ask, say, Sikano Waheng.
Yes.
Sikano Waheng. Sikano. You see, when we are not sometimes, I don't know, say, yeah, Ghana for now. You told money, you know. Yeah, and someone, Nanado, and the cohorts. John Boadu, if they listen to themselves and they see what they are doing right now compared to what they told us earlier. So it's very pathetic. Very, very pathetic. where Ghana is, and for Gabi to come out and say, one peninsula will crash. Now the individual says they are going to demonstrate. And I am with them. Because like I said, sympathy is even a weaker word for them right now. Empathy is the right word. Put yourself in their shoes. That you have served in the Ghana Army, Ghana Police, why a civil servant for 30 years, for 40 years. You are 60 years old now. Your pension money was used to buy a bond for you. Now that the money has matured for you to get, now also sweat, I say, I just a 2030 echo, number 5% next year, and then the next percent, no. How? My own money? I shouldn't have any say on my own money, but the government dictates what should happen to my money, when I can have my money, when I can have my own investment. I think we are sitting on tenterhook. It is very dangerous for Ghana now. Now I don't know what the individuals. Well, I was listening to Peace FM where the more or less like an association. If the government invites them, they will sit down with them and talk with them. But then they are not going to agree to the proposal on the table, which is why today they said that they are going to have a demonstration. What I say. So the country is sitting on tenterhooks now. Now, according to economics and Anopa, they are all saying, so man, I will not you live on dangerous grounds. And we can also ignore the concerns of the individual. So, when we say, but my question, I said some few weeks ago, I think last 2 weeks or so, people were telling the government, why can we beg the other countries that we owe? Because other countries are here. Yeah. If you want suspended
said DSSI. So when the Ghana fans and subscribe to, said that suspension initiative.
That was what Kwame Cheni was saying.
Yeah, so what borrow? Those who had to subscribe were told not to borrow for some time. But Ghana, because of data bank now, they want to borrow. I'm saying no, we are okay. We are better place to pay our debts back. I don't know other most African countries here because of the COVID. Well, but we did not.
Togo money.
DSSI. DSSI.
All the other African countries.
Yes, most of them had to subscribe. Any South America near there, but Kenuforiata and their win also probably have their own policies and projections. We don't need it. We'll be able to. Our economy is in a healthy state to really pay its own debt, and this is where we are. And this comes even this IMF they said we should go early. The time they decided to go, IMF had made the thing so strong that 3 billion and to remember so I'm also they don't budge one time by IMF. So 1 year part yes can so and Banswa they know by February March by March day say an echo there. Yeah.
I am very certain because even so, in the 2020 elections, concerned fiscal discipline was totally resort to high expenditure and misguided programs contribute to immensely accumulation of current unsustainable public debt as you see. So what I say, it is a and I don't know what they are going to do now. But let's wait and see. It's a developing story, just like we said. The people say they are going to demonstrate. Yeah. The government probably might invite them for a dialogue. And no, say. But to me, because Gabi is saying, even though no is not a solution. No position, about evil necessity. What I say, we have to do it or we die. That is where we are now. Say a bind who do on to internal bonds na ononense share no was sign the ako. And I say a minor be crashing. That is where we are now. So you see 20 and only on one metikopo. When the people who are technocrats in Tufwa, it's a set uti. So now, it's good to have people to criticize you. It's good to have people to criticize you because they make you better. They make you be on your feet. And it is even particularly good when the criticisms are coming from inside. not outside.
Yes.
But Kojum Tieni Kasai, Kwame Tieni Kasai, and not, even Dr. Kofi Amoa Yekanasem DBA. This man has been warning. But you know, it all fell on deaf ears. It got to a point where he says, the Ronaldo that he knew is not the Ronaldo that he's seeing now. And look at where we are now. And it's very sad. Listening to the audio Kalusha played, na me raho. Papa was telling me that Juma bread. Oh, what brain mujeni? Sika crisis as pension. Nkoshe bondu na immature na ejanisanka nisika yesi empesika na.
Okay.
Where are we now? Okay. What country? How can we even die for this country?
Yeah.
Right. How can people serve this country well? No, when some years over 7 years, 30 years, you cry, Misika guaranteed. Come have be bet me. Yeah, no more cancer, no COVID in Russia will buy your baby. No, my generalizing. But policies are baby taken, and we've been taking. Are we cutting down costs? And let me for Winsham Kalu and someone take over. You know, when people are fast to criticize Alan Chamatin, say Alan Chamatin, other criticize Akufo-Addo and his speech, you know, or Jabu Akufo-Addo on one, power of arrogance, 2, overrunning lean government. So I get shocked when people try to blame Alan on that. Say we are buying him Alan Chamatin for all you know. I'm not yes I'm a Kasabiamano. But that is a offensive fact. Akufo-Addo gave him position because of Oneno Lekoba, you know. And you know, if you go down Intel, the ministry, you know, it was being hijacked. Or more or less, yeah, man, yeah, Jumana, because no one told him so well a president. What I say? Now, me want to say, running lean government. Then you have people crying. Lean government, you know, and running, can anybody agree? Over 100 ministers for 30 million population. Are they? America, 20 Secretary of States, over 100 ministers. And then you can I will say you are going to run. And will be also okay, he wants to run. Maybe he wants to do things faster. And is that the results we are seeing now? And so we sick now say why would the person who will sign at the end because we confront someone will sign now buy so sign and they acquire MFA. Is it not arrogance of power? Because you have control over the money, you want to sign the money quickly and take the money over and get your loan. Is that not arrogance of power?
Yeah.
Now there are some things as I say I can't correct. And people are saying, Alan, we should have buying now criticize their buying. Can they Japan criticize their buying in China? Can they Japan won't criticize them and people are buying in China? But who are buying them now? You're buying you are in position to change. But who can say, don't you have the right to say that? Look at where we are now. Look at Ghana from Nyachum, hypocrisy.
Yeah.
That is our problem.
Okay. Okay, yes. Oporasha, thank you so much for your input. Very incisive analysis. Menko ready messages be our Facebook. Na me bia na fe ya de cathedral no en hu sensem na ba betu dwa na fe bibia tumi akonkan. Thomas Nana Boache also watching the show live. And Mami Abankuma say good morning, good afternoon my people. And Mami Alex good morning brothers. I hope all is well. Listen to Alexa, thanks. Also see Alexa. So Utina Senya ya Alexa. And Quatin Frimpon say I thank you all for your wonderful job. And I'm taking this opportunity to greet Honorable Alan. The Ghanaians hope, and I'm still urging NPP delegate to vote for him to lead our party in 2024. And I'm watching you live from Bosuo, home of Kentucky, and also the other band. And I'm Kuma saying my network is helping. It's not helping me, so I'm listening to you on the Unity Radio app. Kudos.
Okay.
And Mami Abana say they just want to render government workers useless, and their aim. Because I don't understand this thing. They want to do us. How can you use my own money you have deducted and used to for business gotten profit from it, and they still want to cheat? Remember, so they are about a bit to also mention cheats me of my hard-earned money. No, and some more second. Remember, I say the finance is just barking at the wrong tree. They need to take drastic measures to get money and not use what it doesn't belong to them. And say media. That's why I get angry, my baby, when I see the former agric minister and former trade minister coming to contest for the presidency. It's really disheartening when you think they couldn't do anything profitable with their office. My baby, Mami Kurando say, good morning, great guys. Hope it is well with you all. And I remember, so it is unnecessary position created for the boys. They are not just doing what is right. They know what is to be done by going about the bush. And I remember, say, wasting money unnecessarily. And I remember any in Nepal. I remember was saying, but they will also get money to be paying their gigantua ex gratia. God is watching them. You got ex gratia nearby. I'm between Trebi and Pioneer. Come in. And I like Kwaku Bwadi, patriotic voice, Bechem. As regards to Honorable Alan Chamathin, the next president of Ghana, Ghanaians shouldn't lose hope in NPP because Honorable Alan Chamathin will lead the NPP government since they are working on a policy to make life easier for every Ghanaian. Greeting to Mr. Kwaku Nkansa, aka Pani of Techimentia, and also Nsema or the Ababetu Edjanin and Nuno. Etiafe, Yanko, your last year, you did by the F4, a year, you did boom, 3 mpo, and they are boom, and they are canina boom. Manicho,
yes,
that was. So Tracy, who the normal sicum, a black one, extensively, no, Wako dig information, crucial. About 2.6 million conflict of rich corruption. Be one pastor, Reverend Kusi Boating, on the Juma JNS, and who sent Sembi. Now, I make calls in Sensemu. Manicho, but Mamma Quenya, my boss, I way. Na me born Kabe Kakra na fe, inya Quenya na, and Menanya Kokra na fe, yetumi, a bobo seminity, Mamma Meka Krebi, Mamma say you na fe, Ebaso. I knew Okujata Abrakwa voice.
ANS Talent Center Limited came up for scrutiny when during the 2023 budget approval process, the National Cathedral Secretariat claimed to have paid the company some money for what it called contractors mobilization. We have always known that the only contractor working on the National Cathedral in terms of actual physical construction is Rebade Limited. Rebade being a joint venture of 3 Italian companies, Rizzani di Ecca, Barbisotti, and Di Simone. So when we saw JNS Talent Center Limited also receiving payment for contractors mobilization, certainly we were surprised. It did raise an alarm, and we decided to do some further digging. It then emerged that the company is registered as a talent and skills development company. That's their only stated objective. A small business with a 500 cities as a stated capital. Johannes Eshen and Sheila Eshen, a couple, are the shareholders. There are 3 directors, Johannes Eshen, Sheila Eshen, and Kwabna Edujemfi. So we continued the digging and discovered that there is actually no work this company has done for the National Cathedral, and yet they have been paid. Johannes Eshen is a branch pastor of Reverend Victor Kusi Boating's church, the Power Chapel Worldwide. So that even got more interesting. and we decided to do some more digging. It has now emerged that apparently there is no Kwabena Edu Jemfi, and that Kwabena Edu Jemfi, as presented in all the documents that we have seen, is Reverend Victor Kusi Boating. We have obtained the passport he used to register JNS as a director, and the picture is very clear, even though the name is different from Reverend Victor Kusi Boating. We have also obtained other passports, including a diplomatic passport issued as recent as November 2021, which expires in 2026. He's still using that diplomatic passport, and the name in that diplomatic passport is not Reverend Victor Kusi Boating, but Kwabena Edu Jemfi. Then we also secured the incorporation instruments for the National Cathedral of Ghana, and we discovered that when it came to registering the National Cathedral of Ghana, he used his driving license, and for his driving license is the name we all know, Victor Kusi Boating. However, he has two different dates of birth. His document with Victor Kusi Boating, he claims to be born in September 1961. In the other documents, particularly passports bearing the name Kwabena Edu Jemfi, he says that he was born in 1969, December 1969. So you see a person deliberately trying to create a different personality, a different identity. So it's not a case of just a mere name change. You see different date of birth, you see a different profession, you see different PIN, the taxpayer identification number, which is illegal to have two different taxpayer identification numbers. He does that, and he's been able to dribble the GRA, and they do not know that it is one and the same person. So what this means is that previously we thought that the JNS payment was going to a crony, a spiritual son, a branch pastor of his church. Now we know that really it was payment to himself. He's director of JNS. He sits on the board and directs these payments.
But he's not a shareholder though, so would the payment be going to him?
Definitely it's going to the company. The further tracking we have done, he is really running the accounts, he's running the show, and the bank statement that we have, it is striking that a company that opened an account in February 2021 didn't 26.
Okutato abrakwa ana yatene nkano. It's about a cathedral no musina airport no. A lawyer company for that mobubu. She said the buildings are mobubu or a bubura or mobubu. Na fi sign for dining Bosuo so one Reverend Kusi Boating ono di ayinenim no secretary
of the
trustees no ono e the 2.6 million bi afa baby na okutato azu ne hwehwe mu no nipa no okutadi mienu na odi di Ghana dreams na me na me pese me hwe scaras aspect no. But then yeah, me tell story and I'm no ma e wo ma if you say katase any project e koso na asofofo a mebetu afo na omusu yesa bibi say ya na o man ne koya na e bai manucho na me nja ma ho na je say the next 5 minutes e wo anim no and 6 minutes 6 minutes grab also 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think by 12:30. Yeah, for 5 and my 5 minutes. Yeah, by 12:30 we pick a course. Course no so the brutal. Yeah, a very good one to Rama money at the end. You had a very beautiful submission on the religion and Muhammad. I mean, being a Muslim, he gave it beautifully. Yes. I think this is a running story. You better friend Kakrana because it's revealing and it's really damning. That secretary, sorry, you see, when it comes to the church and Christianity, sometimes people should not see it as any organization. Say no, we expect there is a barometer, the measure. So if the church is under siege and not really doing what it's supposed to do, then there is a problem. That the hope of the country becomes a bit way. I know moral decadence, as sometimes Becca say, religion, their mom tells them, no, sometimes Bible even says that judgment will start from the house of the Lord. But at least you need to live your life such that it becomes righteous for others to away. So like basically I think head of the trustees, secretary, head of the secretary of the trustees, Reverend Kwesi Boateng of Power Chapel Ueno, or no Ankasanso friend company do Jemfi. And he be a company friend GNS. Company na GNS and ona yes Ueno Cathedral Committee no almost transfer 2.6 million Ghana cedis akoma company no. Then JNS for no. In the little investigation. Now we know so a report of Muhammad Koma we Parliament House near there. But I think further again no be an agency. So who is that cabinet do Jemfi? Into a more commission registrar general to go and check passport. Now, so just at number and so Ghana. I just saw the voter side and I saw passport. And now the answer wunya that because they want to synchronize it and be sure of you. Only to know that the picture on it no crap passport your friend Reverend Kwesi Boateng on one so near sans of friend away cabinet do Jemfi and federal church so I can say they all agree that his name. The fear the cabinet do Jemfi in an official name here he has an English name Kwesi Boateng, but Reverend Kwesi Boateng here the friend me check here he has a first name and Kwesi Boateng also. It becomes news. I mean, how is this possible? Ghana, say, SIM card registration, biometric card, because we want to eliminate some of these things. Only to know that a Reverend Minister is holding 2 passports in Ghana under 2 different names, 2 different dates of birth. And why this one? You see,
Baku 69, Baku 71.
71, Baku here 1 or 2 years older than the other. Yeah. And I mean, so Kakron says sometimes when a banner, it looks like an accusation. So listen to the other side. Metieno, the way for strategism, we are responsible, and the agreement they agree that the man has the same name, but Sikano de neye Bosian or the ball we Cathedral Committee no. Into enya edwuma bi omaye but na Bosian was contracted in August 2021, not 2022. We muchia omade mom. But in any case, I want you to they should address the name. Say then or no kwano or you see the same name. You see when Asofo they say now it becomes a bit worrisome. Okuje top blocker you might not like him, but I mean he's doing his human job for Ghana because Wakana won't India take him to court because we're a character assassination, character defamation. So if you feel that you are not the same person, well, Registrar General no, you say it's marks of fraud. You can't even talk.
Yeah, mama for quite I bound me say.
That you knows them so be son or resigning I guess last year.
Yeah, so that normal be coswa none and enjoy.
Trustees are away from 30-member committee now you set here. I go from no catch on say they'll be the face of the cathedral and after cried be more manage as awful. Now more register company near the and need 6 years down the line. Can it be an oversight more for plan cram or mon friend? Nanase near your way. Yeti Saki or your architect by profession to make sure that at least no monster museum churches near there. Who's the 5,000 capacity we are design financial way there another team do baby na here na model more I am paying for now Taba crowd also resigned right I mean so Taba also at the point in time also resigned from the committee is on here but there's Palmer Bakil there's Sudanaba there are all these people so I think Kwesi Boateng I mean he has a stance now so I hear something different I'm so disappointed that a man of God, a revered man of God, should be engaging in some of these shenanigans. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And I went to the better to say he's even the one championing Baumia for church or leading to church. It's fine. That one there is his prerogative. Whereas I don't think that it's not a matter of you can do politics. You can decide to dabble in politics near there. It is your own way. But once you take up the cross, you don't engage in some of these fraudulent activities. That you the same person, you have 2 passports in there in Ghana. Synchron, I know the back. They could be here. I know the back. I mean, it's so serious. It's so serious that say Ghana no Kroma. He said OSP and national security near there and some young wejuma here. This man needs to be picked up for interrogation because it could have done anything to harm somebody and Kayehu. You have 2 passports, 2 different dates of birth. I mean, okay. So it travels on them until them crying. I mean, our phone cry tired and they begin to lose faith in America. Wait till you hold it to America.
Man, to me, I didn't quite how much you say 2.6 pounds. That is now we say a Mali for embassy or and I was the commander upon no
judges that is in 2015.
Another burden Bosuo or I don't say
passport office.
Yes, so Nina Bubusa that we edifice a cow. Now a car man for a raise eyebrow with breeze that Cathedral quite a museum crown. I'm all for a cam. Now upon say yes says I no more in any sense a diner a son of boyaka.
It's still at ground level, ground zero. And what here that God Mills or say he had problem with the design, financial appropriations, and even choosing the site in Adina. Sometimes you see, I expect we're a man of God. You should still have a conscience. You should still be enlightened. You should live with your mind. That's why he created us in his own image. But we share the way things have gone. Or be somebody's personal promise with God. Now, you catch your mukra say, I suffer in a basin. It gets to a point. Then government is putting in 200 million Ghana cedis. Our government's way. Yet here, Kenya, Ghana, yes, 3 billion. President comes out to say that Muchi Messi. And you get people to, in the name of church, can say, and then here change Bibia. Ghana, they never they've not seen anything.
Mama call power on Faka Cranks, NBA phone line cinema at TF4. I'm a Medini, almost almost free. In Pacho, no man be friend here 508-304-9394. 508-304-9394. Who Ghana now the 00 another +1. Ashana now 001 508-304-9394. Who are there 508-304-9394. Opo. Remember, I crack on that fee. Enjoy Medina, call us no so.
Yeah, I think the Manucho has done justice to the story. But I can't make the count when say clergy are more necessary or more better. No, so same say Bafa or more Yana Ayareho. Who said meaning just for your information and to enrich the program. So for now, you can. Hello.
Koso, betoka.
Kalu, what the press statement about regarding allegations now. Okuja to black kwa make it no. Now, as a woman, 2 seconds here, maybe could have glanced through for you.
Okay.
I've taken note of some defamatory publications and allegations made against my person by Samuel Okuja to Blakwa, MP for North Tongue. I am also informed that Mr. Blackwell has petitioned the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice (SHRAJ) to investigate the said allegations he has leveled against me. I wish to assure the general public that the statement made by Mr. Ablakwa are twisted narration of events to pursue a malicious political agenda. There has never been any criminal intent nor any crime committed in my dealings with the government of Ghana or the National Cathedral. I look forward to the SHRAJ inquiry, during which I will present my side of the matter to the Commission. I will subsequently also address the matters fully in public without first seeking to prejudice the public mind as he has done. Additionally, when all is done, I will seek redress against Mr. Ablakwa for his deliberate defamatory statement against me. I will continue to contribute my quota to the National Cathedral project and offer my services to the country to the very best of my ability. Signed, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng. Now, reference National Cathedral allegations of corruption, conflict of interest, and dual identity against Victor. But Kalu, the point is, quick one, I mean, Jim Mao. Okuja Toblakwa has done a great job. Manu Choja has applauded him, and I think I totally love Okuja Toblakwa. It's so that, as I said, you share political party, Obi Wo. As I say, share a Juma. No, so party A and a party B, or your boy or mine. So this thing that has happened, I am not in a position to conclude because them are investigations no. Self or double identity. Now or team number me and all passport me and let me tell Peace FM. I will be defended say and only you fear D. None in that's what I'm saying. We'll see our trench right, and I'm hoping say our investigation is not thoroughly because many Kaluja, Yawa, Papa, or the metro no offer near funny Yawusu. It's a mini fear deeper. Me fear deeper, Milkuakusu. But me Papa will be a coast crowd in the detail so no issue Opoku Jamfino. On many documents, from primary to JSS to SS to training college to journalism school to here, everything that I have done. I know Opoku Jamfina also. But if the Mrs. Tamone, me or family, they call me mostly by, they say, Opo National Academy, but they used to call me by Missy Edin. Missy Edin, me, social security, so Missy Edin, me, Pepe Biaso. And defendant say
oh. Hello, what's your name? Hello? What's your name? Hello? I Lusu Opo kakra but obetumi afre na also udu wadwenche aba anochi krom restaurant na Samat trading na omo so yasin na edidumedi ebam pacho wa normal 3995 una do so pacho kasa na fidi yenkoso
morning morning and I say good afternoon
good afternoon
Alusia ni Malicho nyame nka ona nyame hyiramu na metese mu bo adwuma pa nyame be hyiramu na mu bo adwuma ye tie mu awo ayi mu radio no so nyame nka mo na nyame hyiramu na me mani age pa Opo akasa andawi ama mani age pa na mpacho wa wuni Ibrahim ni na Ghana ye wonsam pa binia Opo agi ebu adwuma ni nyina Yakopon enka mo nsem munya kokuduro
adini yeguswa etwen course no na abse ye nya problem be o meba sia na afi ye de course no aba besisho meba sia
Asampayetia Obayansa Bosuo Bunuya wankana asam Tema futu sam kakre wa supeme Yo kofi Omani ya woman Omani ya mamana Bini baby ako Wachata ya waren Onsom wanini pa Asade pa wofeoye Yama yembera ye Ebe ya ifuyana Amae ya umano Amae ya mamana Adewa ya nora
awasu gusu a wote Unity Radio your line o magia na akate to say enya nkofo ni bi wo line so na say omote nka hello Pacho whining
Kantaka
Pacho kantaka kasara tionka o kasa fi
me de nyame mama sanse mimi MPP ni but enema bi ko na senya de senyo na mini Opo kanu se no ko no hon mo ese oka sanse mu MPP ye ban ye ka se NDC fo eden omo ayi se o nga yesi that
da yo ko dia confirm tutu ne fine ne kusi ne adena besi ne mo se ye akokọ bakra ntwenche no na je se mo nia omo ye no mo so be ye binti na mo ntimi mmra ne nya adwuma mo ntimi mmra ne nya adwuma ebesi ne ayi akonta awura ayi nanado defend no beji ama special prosecutor na de bia na committee na one na committee akonta timi di gold kotra di kire na ye Ghana akonta gold bra Ghana the whole Ghana ye ni say gold ni bi I didn't say na go to me fuel play na emfem faso ni ni business or de koye de na na ye adwuma pa o Ghana oh my goodness obo mun nyame adwuma
asipi ba ya dasi
asampayetia obanyansa foso obunuya wonka na asam te mafutu sam kakre wa asopeme yo kofi ya woman ya mama na bini baby ako watata ya wareni wonsom wanini pa asade pa wo fe oye yama yembera ye ebe ya ifuna ya woman
Ugusu awuti Unity Radio. Your phone a little problem. But between my friend Abba, between my wakasa. When I had to be a per se imagine conform, but oh, Major into me, Major. As a call Major and Afi, picking up about coupe. The patrol was Ugusu awuti Unity Radio. Between my friend 508-304-9394. Or Ghana or the +1 and the beginning Muna be to me. You can say I'm on for friend now. So at you Monday December to me a date within a Unity Radio 103.9. Guswa train say I'm for free na you did medino abana wiye but your ten can between my friend 508-304-9394 but your friend now so chill I dream say do say call us number free na much my dream na be to me akonkan o dwumedi so but wa dream chebra na be to me enko
can you bredo wafa timpawo asampayetia obanyansa foso obunuya wonka na asam te mafutu sam kakre wa asopeme yo kofi ya woman ya mama na bini baby ako watata ya wareni wonsom wanini pa asade pa wo fe oye
You can't man for say almost soya say did me bro yeah Anochi Chrome restaurant eh baby me no Mebri Street any Park Avenue no so omo ye bibia ma bibia to me konkan opediane e mo de na obetumi dia ma ho atowa Anochi Chrome na obetumi akwakoje but obi abaline so ma me hwe se me sabeka na fi ye fadwuma no sheshe so na bibia ntumi enko enkan e ma hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Also, Chow.
Manenko.
I already shall not able to me.
I'm sure I say, a benya a month for now, almost to me. Ababeya. Hello, Kojopoku, what's the Manenko? Hello, Kojopoku, what's the Manenko?
Hello, Kalu Boko there.
I'm Boko, now swear.
I had more young for the young quarter, they are near the Amsterdam already. Kalu, Mr. Bama, Assemblyman, baby on Kalu, Mosin and Copo on Kano, baby opposed to be a no one to do the Kakana. My Kalu would come up for what to know. Birthday, Yenani 18 or 4 so now, but the big Kakana of the Kokana no. Now, yes, see a collect media, watch because any American tea. It is a song. Kalusa baby will be a man as well as a do the birthday now. So, Kikana, no, I want Ghana, so me and Kikan, so the Baya, Yen, I am fine a bit me a ditty.
You're what it?
The baby will be a Yanko and San on Sunday, I will to me become.
You touch my way, you tell them 1 minute.
Mankalu, one my dear, 80 Ghana. Young Chester Papa, and you would get to 77. No one more. Never paid in the big album of Bosia.
Hello? Pachoman call 4894 Pachoman call. I'm at you. Hello. My baby at you.
How can it be possible? Now, we cannot be acquired bonds now. We national Kasaka. So, there are so many avenues. I'm moving to me. I get you can cut down on. You can cut down on your government side. Unnecessary travels, you have to cut some of them down so that you can get money to boost your economy. Okay, now why Juma over? I hear yes, many people at the so and then I'm on. In fact, the entry mom they have to do away with those things. Start bond in the day. They shouldn't use any government to require money to go. Because it's very, very unnecessary. In fact, we go to finance, we're not making any people have okay. The next America, so many times we can't radio. Money, I mean, you're working.
Yeah, but never better see Pacho, I was so out here. You two, what mother say, Pacho, hello. Hello. Hello, but what do you do, Kasaway? Hello.
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 Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. But what I need to say. Hello.
Me Pacho, your friend is sister. They are very people on radio.
Pacho Manenko.
Unity Radio. Ya.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, incoming president, Era Alan Cash, the best, not better, Onona. The one about so far, Chiano de Morte. The Pacho, the Baka Kaka, and I'm the wire to my Shashian, the first season, Nanko, you're listening government. If you do the LCA, if you want for our cow, and then you say, FDP party, unpopular, and you the air caution. If you ever Anna, say, well, please send the time on our other point. Say, I can't tell my best obey, then I won't hear you. Madame Roma. I am a yes, sir. What year, Kaka? And yes, sir. You keep on our bed here. Then, lady, Kaka, that buffalo. And you know, I want to do the mayor, no change or the yaka. And when you have a bush, some nowadays, I'm a woman. Yes, sir.
Yo, where's my CP? Pacho, wow, no money. 6087 no na do Sumanenko.
Yo, Arisha one was in you.
Pacho Manenko.
Me chia Brunia, me chia na we.
No ya pa na so e.
Wala Ebenezer, what we do ni no ka say. And let them about the next president the office. You know my former chief minister, Chief Ala Kodete Mate. Ni hu no kra no, ni na suma bo. Ni na no masoa. You can get a woman that what time and a chairman, the former chairman center region. The American say, that's someone penny or catch a set a budget to go via no one needs Papa Nephew. Says she say, yeah, pay you to acquire you know. And look at the trail. When you turn a phone at the chamber for one amount, and you're a poor union of them the next president. Chief Alan Kodete Martin was just go a council 1T1F. Mopaninya Samu, you made your descent in Sano, a Quanimupa. Yan send your foliata and son your great them. Because down the follow Omukaso, at the end of the day, no, the Kotoba, not Jenny, I. What did you think I could do? What was bill?
Phone high. Line city, one more Janswa in a catty. Line city in a catty. Guswa line 9 a catty. And between what they are phone with a year. But then, all said and done, you go so far course, you know. Pacho 3490, when I do Sumanenko. Why?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Hello? Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening, Manenko.
Good evening.
Good evening, Manenko.
Abraham Pondi at the Musuyan.
You're your tonka, Manenko. Oh. For you, they're not for you, and the phone ending boy cry. Like, ginger swan, I don't know what is going on. But you know, your mamma can cry, be bassy say. Me ba fi you have told me the show. I need to radio 103.9. Men you feeling in Quebec.
Asam paetia. Obanyan safuso obunuya wan kana asam. Tema futu sam kakre wa supeme. Yo kofi oman ya woman. Omani ya mama na.
Hello, Pacho, 0093 no. When I do so, Pacho. Hello. Hello. Pacho Manenko. I'm Ajo. Manenko.
Hello. I mean, your friend will cook the patriotic voice with him.
Manenko.
na yɛmfa bi nso so ma yɛwura kwaku nkansa menua nneɛma a ɛkɔ soɔ no yɛbɛsrɛ paa sɛ yɛwura finance minister nneɛma bi a ɔde gugu akwa mu no yɛsrɛ ɛfisɛ yɛaka akyerɛ no sɛ nneɛma bi a ɔreyɛ no ɛnka yie ɛna asɛ ɔgu so a yɛbɛsrɛ nanaado ɛfisɛ nhyehyɛeɛ papa a yɛnnuanom mpipifoɔ mpanyimfoɔ bi no mu sɛ yɛakɔ yie no yɛbɛsrɛ nanaado ɛntie na yɛwura aka no firi atankasa no wɔnsake no ɛfisɛ asɛ wɔɔtwe yɛkɔ akyiri yɛnyɛ kɔ yɛ anim no na wɔsan twe yɛkɔ akyiri ɛmmoa ntumi nso bɛsrɛ ghanafoɔ nyinaa sɛ mu nya awerɛhyɛmu ɛwɔ yɛwura alankwadwo kyɛmaten mu ɛfisɛ yɛnim sɛ wɔwɔ nhyehyɛeɛ pa a ɔba a wobɛtumi de abɛbɛtɛn ne nneɛma around ɛbɛsrɛ ma obiara ma no bɛmu mu sɛ MPP aban ɛkɔsɛi ba menim sɛ nhyehyɛeɛ sɛ deɛ ne nuabaa no dii kaakaeɛ no MPP aban ɛhyɛ aseɛ foforɔ no na nneɛma a ne yɛde gu akwa mu ntumi sɛ ne kɔ yie dan sɛ saa ɔhaw yi baeɛ na ɔhaw yi baeɛ no yɛwura kanokuri ata asɛ n'aso yɛ den kakra nti yɛbɛsrɛ ɔnyere no ho sɛ ɔbɛfoɔ ama nneɛma ayɛ kama nyɛ saa deɛ ananaadɔ ɔso oyi ne si nkyɛn na wɔde nipa foforɔ kwa na wɔba bɛhyehyɛ nneɛma pa ɛde boa ma nneɛma ɛkɔ yie ma yɛ na me se obiara nya yɛwura alankwadwo kyerɛmaten mu didie no wɔwɔ ne pa ɛde ba ɔman Ghana me nea meda ase
osmeda ase yie paa mpakyɛ wa wo nɔma no ɛyɛ 0249 ɛna ɛdi so mpakyɛ ma no nkɔ
me pacho ye fe me Sankara le ka fe free adenta akra medical chair you are kojo medical chair you are kojo anchamati the incoming president ono na Ghana for we say engineer and pimpin ni na me kama sem so no enti sabi you are can for that ono kwa ni sa sabi finance minister obeti ma ye hojuma na mi bisa na nado esa Ghana for kan papa Sister Papa, ya ka. Saa no me de saa no mafia yura ebe ebo. Mafia no mafia no papa ko tena fie. Omo mafia ke kan so papa yi ngia yi nso o finance no. Enye ni ngia so a. Mo mafia papa ya me na ko tena. Ena gata se ene Ghana fo susu pensioners. Masa, bon bisikai eno na ko hospital. Ibiri mi to muro, enkonifo and when a woman kakra, and Sunday obi incompetent in deep. What would I do? So when you become what is a double. Pensioners, I when you become farmer, only the other when you know, only 20 years old, Thomas said in number 2000 and no, and the city who did it said you be the head cap. So I say, and I'm why for who country. Said you will think economic management committee and come on, you make me and get over. Said me man waka say I am a young committee because our economy desire. If we are saying you and you go to no for man and you go to na Dr. Bomia or for man. You mean I'm to also na national cathedral was no. Papa ya no ba se mi and penifo ma yeti say papa no ono e good friend bia na cathedral ni hia sika e ma contractor no. Na say sika na ma nti o ma yeti say sa papa no and a chair na dey say o bi a obeti aye dey anya say can be free no odiaba so it's papa no ni bi ade ni nti papa no account ni bi bia na so odi ko ni sika na ba ye nti ena ma say sika no se no akodi sa papa inside na say nkura bi o mi say bia papa no say be green je bi no wadi a me dey message so what say ntoro nkura ayi okudi sa papa dey to no so a court na oda no fanfan ko no ko send ho na me de secretary da ne de me tre so pass nkisi because Ghana say ya de na Ghana ye sana o man peni kuko ACP house the same thing kan and this worker so mba ba yen kuko ewi ase no and the civil fefe na o man ye dide horo na secretary da ne sana na do na me na do no timi sisi e le jopade ke se mo man no timi de kan me fon so emu se e pa da to chimade e me so me fon so kra ni ya me da wase yo besu beda asie pa pacho wow no mano 3490 dey do so wan ko why 3490
yo mini amajamo me mamo adwuma eye he talasi ni mitatabri ahafo go so dedi kan me de chasro nko ebe ma menu anam ahafofo ayewo United States abutimemu nyina mechiamo na fe machia the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana honorable Alan Kodjo Chirematin eye Ghana fo nyina kwadu da bi obi a mechia no Minia, Metwasu Biemua, your papa, a Kufuado. Yenim say, why you be Amagana? Abra Ghana for the neighbor, in Yanua Reshimu, seeing him say, or ba, up at Teneniama. Now, every reach lady, and Yama Essa, a papa Kufuado. MPP party, I do buy, Ghana for your two Abama was a papa. Yes, sire, who minister see, MMDC, who see us for a more number. Yes, sire, and a funny power problem, more papa is on pay. Oko for Abemu, a plan now, ya for Abemu, ye change you, ye are rich from you, obey our attorney general, who's about a foreign minister. Now, at the end, I won't quite obey the president. Near say, minister see a bit more number, Samoa was minty. Can Ofoliata, it is Sabi, one on Kwani, and Nipo Betma Ghana, Yesika Samso Amaye. Papa, yes, is a son, what's a men's son. She policy, Papa, Edigu, Quemu, a Hagana for Ama Hutraba, Yahumia, Yahume, Yenia Bre. Sister Canofoliata and the Papa from La, which were your Bushani, or your offer, Zinki, once a son. It's an Anakufado. Open MPPA, and I open MPPA. The Anutin yesterday delegates say, Yenya, Papa Alanko, the Matimu Didi. If we say, and near Mopan or Mampanuku for Edigu Aquemono, and no have been a papa to the Mateba or that was, and community animal delegates, Atia, Nancy Mui, Yenya, Papa Alanko, the Matimu Didi, one of the other bar. If you can tell me if Juma will be added in Sabaya, Juma, Amagana, the fire and Tampa Efra, and to me, the animal people for the Ghana for my Maya Bamu, and Yama Bay, and now Papa could do to them. And now, Madame Nazi.
Madam, I see, Pa. But all number 3995 from Manco.
Oh, Kalusia Bokode, na. And then them line a ham on a mima, my bomber, Janasakepa, because Mina Fran, I'm a first caller. Line a catty, I think of Mammy Casacola. But I do my bomb. My bomb, the Mammy Casana. Kalusia, Yaminka on a Yamin, and they said American, Opo, I have money in Ande. Yamin Veshrano, and the Case, they are Bambia de Basona, or Matimaya, no Matimabo, we be the Yeniba Jumpa. Omo American na ye cheomo omo amwe sinyan fo kankan bunuriju omo hono ye cheomo na mo asantiri sero MPP4 urade na menia ablaka de mi jim tumto ku pese ona bibia we kan wasam bia no o ngina sontina o eden o kan wasam na amosi omo campaign incoming president obedi no yin fa Ghana Aba, Emiliano. Mo batu mo abane de but say money be kanya ba mu na yele enso ene de ma wi ya no ntino ye de asinje ne he say de bi lucy ya oji tum preocupe muso ma lucy a because nyame aduma ye de ya o me lucy election no nyame aduna de ke Kalusia no doubt o me lucy me bon pese Ghana mu ma Ghana atunje hinya embrem na yeti ayi se no se woni se bibia ginstamu se na ofeso mu ka se ye na ye kasa mu se opposition for ne kasa ba se de obi a ye Ghana bia e kasa nti se wu no na do ka se yan so ho he upa ya cho na ye to aba ma wonan de wudi Ghana ko sa tibia we ma bra enya nkeye nti ye de bompe me cha na ojam any Coleman Force line, and the line I have and Yakupon come on Yamishamo, Alicia, Michael Pobia Obia, it's with a sepa, with a sepa. But you have no money 6087 on a do to Manco. Why? One of the last caller. Madame Kalusha, Abraham Pondia, the Ibutun Shatre, a chamo, our Jumadia Moje, Ghana, and so American commodity Amanda Roma. Mama yake ni ekoso mamenchia incoming president yewu akwadwo chairman former trade minister papai oyinipa se me metim di minister sheje makano krache ampp delegate she yemma me kwan na yesu nya fa hundie ewo adwuma femu because yehe babia America for Ghana for do ya magogo ya mfidi dwuma titiri ne di amanfo akopiewa musumunya kakrama na so yeso ofia and it's young, I send a bay, Dankwaman, Mobuno, yes, you better feed the Jumaye. Bible says, send your Juman, and so did you. What I say, I am one people where there is a blessing. Some Nankanya carry and can this person why I'm moving a climate as a name and Kuyi. Yabasel, Nanakufuado, not that room, Kino for Atano. Why you be? They might be in 1 million. Why Brian Manon, playing funny power for Sumla. Because we are the way what's on the help about the 2 amount for so and people you bet me defend ya. Oh, Yabasel, Nankan say we know. And this is for being said, Poto, and into your best and a kufa. For the ball, it is so I can send because I know President Kufo or Baba Fiso, but to know what it is not the same by a mound and a kufa do play. You will produce a mantia, I bet you bring your other generals and young person, and into your best say, the Ghana for this policy, your moon car. What the room, why you be? Moon king science and a bayina, Sepapana or Yina before. Because you were John Muhammad or baby near Tigana and Koye and Nakuwa baby. Mumma and Kojesh and Tinquine, no matter Manton, and say, I am better, but I see yet Jamaica point that you blow for now.
Yes, you're that sepa. The patro, well, no man, 2110 no. Nanka win a last call by our Bamti, into 2110. Patro now a last caller. Manenko.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
That's a form more American in a ring.
Patrobiajo Sumaniko.
I wait the only Mabam Kaka and say, for that, I want a man in a Eddie Wabobo. I'm saying, Nipa baby.
Patro, one body, baby, I'll feel one body.
Hello?
One body, any baby, I'll feel free.
Oh, and that's the money.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
All right.
I mean, we anti the American Americano. You hear of Rata more than moi, or near Yura, Nanado, or Mabaya, they might be better not so. There was some Kojo Mahome. Nansono, so can near Mubinum, edge to train near Mabinum at a Yano, but you hear from there 2 years, Ebony, but to some near marketing, you did target Abanya. I was said, dear Bruno, Yura, Furata, but yes, not cool, Sifam. But Nubiano, I think that Yayebi, Ghana for Kasa, Adrian, Yesi. It's time say, Furata, Minister, Tanafum, na Obinso, ever 20 Juma Dienso. Mekawia, Namede Mano 80. Metrasa delegates, CIS, your Wagana, Yinane, Americano. Some an abrasu say, Yadia support, Mayura, Alan Kojuman Senso. San say, you saw the year to one abrimuno, or be party na wa President Ghana Mampina. There was saying, this support, a man say, a drew you so I said, your son at Senate. Mr. Indian America, no more Ghana in Ano. Omwa, the Yuga, Lankojuman, the Brenudra, Yan Papranka, and send them. They don't want to America.
Yo, yes, you better see, Pa. Hana, a day phone segment to do a BC, Wasu Gusua, would Unity Radio. And share Yabako Ghana na Yakokofa the news at 1 and where I 1 by Ghana at 6 p.m. Ghana Yakofa news to answer Bekono Omamu Swaya see media by Anochi Chrome restaurant Bako Maple Street and Bako Park Avenue so 21 Love Street and 2 Co Square. Be Ghana authentic food biano or kwa between be dinner so it may dining in and out to me take it out so baby be at me come Asama trading open and nama mo hwam abetime bebon kwan mama for because wa bon kwan mama hwam Asama trading alternative for Main Street but you call na kokodidwa na bibia ntbi enko so ema Dan Auto Repairs masadan so ka bia obe ho adwuma ma ama atbi akoso Dan Auto 61 Fremont Street Worcester say masadan so ka ta bibia no otumi ye ema letumi konkan na Dr. Kwabi Scientific Care ono so honam yo ya ono mpem no kasem be maswa emre ompem obetumi aboa amotumi CPS ta na bibia tumi akoso ama Go Coast Catering Services and Restaurants or say Taste of Excellence okwaduani bia emu de emu hwam no obetumi nya bia ediwo omo 8 Blackstone River Road ko na onum nkokodi saroso na onu huda Kumasi Market Kumasi Market o 852 Main Street and on Main Street this wa bon se Dunkin Donuts wo no slightly opposite omo ewo afishapa you know so omguso discount no omguso kodako didwa bibi African Market no okwa betumi nya fufu na bibi atumi akonkan amam Dream African Market and a new African Market Bosuo Lincoln Lincoln Village 369 Benko Street 369 Benko Street ko na kodidwa na onu huda afi Anochi Trading 54 Hamilton Street and 58 Hamilton Street 54 no African Market everything authentic African Market aduani bia no okwa obetumi nya bi ato edi ama ho ato na afi okọ 58 na ho coastal na bia opebia no obetumi nya bi ato na otumi nam fresh bia no okwa obetumi nya bi na bibia atumi akonkan omuso yasin na Lemonade Finance for omuso so opese o san iska kokomo obusuafo na obusuafo ka se oye wabo womodin na skala o san modu a Lemonade user friendly crowd okwa Apple Store and Google Play Store app no download dia user friendly do information na shema pa na wayedi na o do no ma o ye o do information is go do everything promo code okwa go do OPO opo odi shema bibia kama o ye na se kudu ebi na se no man koyi na se wo fa no difficult bia ba 54 Fremont Street na Unity Radio oba also show po bebo ama wotumi aye na wotumi aseniska no akokomo abusuafo na bibia tumi akonkan oba seli homcho onu nya soyasin so opeduane opeso order aduane kama pa na anaso o ye breakfast ni aduane kama bia oba seli homtra obetumi aboa na bibia tumi akonkan sedjuma komu na soyasime de edwumadi ebo midin edikin kalusha mena midi dwumadi ho chiame uti opo national no opoku janfi nka na otie Manicho Magandi tatarito mpe me ho asem onso otie nka se obedi na di sem bae ene ochambe ma ene ulman full line munya yanti nka ene line no ha kakra obuse munya moye yakopon ya aduma ochira no pa hye emra ede Anopa Bosuo ba ochira de yakopon ya aduma ebehia si wona nkasa amana betena dwam na odi dwumadi no abra mu fifi mu once again we be coffee sprayer Dixon we be amu bia michiamu fori wasa danso we na michiamu na wiai Mrs. Noah Jeffy me na michiamu michiamu bibia aha na di dwumadi NBC yakopon ya duma ochira no pa share say de Anopa Bosuo bro me once again Kalusha ye call Peace FM ni akokofa yimre no sia kase bono o Peace FM men you feel ni fear manena ya
mabane masen enan mamenka ba ko nka ho nenye num ena ya ba ko so fa guarana eno so enuane nu ewo mu doso pasa ne ma we nyina na ye de afra aye 5G drink no minia sa wo so obi hwe ya o de fi na kro wo se ne nam traffic mu kwa 5G no to ne hwe na china o ba fredi ho adanse e atufo mfre 0246 270 221 0246-270-221. Your domain market here heavy do abrosan kesi no ho ena tufo ba eba betobie. Eno ase mo amoba ho nyina mo ba ye after 12 a na yese asano. Mo ma na ha mo ene ebi aba container be num kra asan aba ne. E kira mo mra ntem se be ya ensan nya mo because the demand no high pa share supply nti mo anya ntemu na esan jamo 0246-270-221. Katios Marketing Agency ya mama kwaba
we yene de kaseboyi esumo numere eyeme akosia ago abowaje mene
nana ya okese
Africa sebo no nsem no ene omampani his excellency nana do danko akufado e de ato wo mo de o musika biebie nyuma wo United Arab Emirates say Ghana ye bie ya promo wo nto wo mra aha de favorable investment climate papa emframa papa eba anya asem keto na bo a ebo no esese esu obi aso eti se wo pe ba bi pa bie juma anasa wo pe ba bi du sika kwa kwhye a eye Ghana ne se wo kaye eti United Arab Emirates fo amanya sika mo pe bibi dia ye business community de mo nyina mo mo chi ne trada na mo mra Ghana na Ghana de a wo ye adwuma betumi aboa won wonya ho mfaso bebre Ghana mfoso de yaji a wo ho ntu ba ya ene awa etu na yaji so omampani His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo de nsemi tudwa ebra United Arab Emirates Ghana Business Forum so ewo 4 Seasons Hotel wa Abu Dhabi na ho ena mampani echim se COVID-19 pandemic baye na Russian invasion of Ukraine Russia affording tokwa chene ko pie Ukraine na COVID-19 so 2020 ma eni so tan ye nyina echi no ewiase nyina sika sem gutu ya na Ghana ka ho na so still no a ye di oso aburubro yetim de yetim ye se ye gina ye na so ankasa etie wo mse wiase nyina ni so tan wo mo ni so biri wo mo ena mentokwa ne COVID-19 de na so Ghana frama boni kakra fa ye ho ni nyina echi no ye da so gina ye na so a ebiti se democracy anansa dodo amamu akoso o mayimu entokwa bi anim etie hefa na wo pa bi brem ha de ba bia wuwura mu a wutimi se wakoma beto wo yem no eye Ghana nti wo tun safro mu nyina so omomra emebie nyuma na ede mfasodie bebre beba na titru ankro a wo mo pese mining sector wo mo babie tourism financial services housing construction trade and manufacturing agriculture environment science technology innovation sectors wasi ba bia wo mo ba akonya wo
United Arab Emirates